We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy.
Well, happy evening, everybody. It's a good Sunday evening. Yeah, we're all back at the Sty Shack for a Sty Story, huh? It's great to see y'all. And real quick, I'm going to shout out the folks that are over in the chat. We don't have a lot in the chat tonight. We got quite a few folks in the house, but not a lot in the chat. We got Alyssa Kerwin. Great to see you. We got Bradley Whitworth. We got Eric Pollock. Everything's spicy. Keep it spicy. We got Freeman James, and we got Metal Music Maniac. Great bunch starting out chatting away over there. And I've got a friend in the basement, a dear friend in the basement. And I'm going to bring them up with me here. Yeah, there he is. Everything spicy. Nobody knows who he is.
Hello.
Hello, he says. Hello. Well, hello.
Well, hello.
Oh my gosh, I got Mrs. Doubtfire tonight, man. I love it when I have stars on my channel. Yeah, how you doing today? How you doing today, Phil?
Oh, I'm doing good. Doing good. And I woke up this morning with a dead battery in my truck.
Oh no.
Yeah. So pretty dead. So I thought maybe someone left the door ajar or something.
Uh-huh.
But so I jump started this morning, got it going, hooked it up to the old trailer, put the lawnmower on it, took it down to the mother-in-law's house. Thought, you know what, just gonna leave my truck running while I mow the lawn, right? Just to be sure. My battery's about 5-6 years old, probably got over 100,000 miles on it, close to it.
Uh-huh.
Guess what I forgot to do? Leave it running.
Oh.
So I get done mowing the lawn, jump back in my truck, won't start. So I call up the wife. She's about 20 minutes away. That's about how far we live from the mother-in-law. So she hops in her truck, comes down. We get it jump started. Good to go. Get it back home. Drop off the trailer, leave the truck running. Drive up to get my socket set. Drive up to AutoZone. They got a battery in stock. Switch it right out there in the parking lot. Start it up. Purrs like a kitten. Matter of fact, usually when I start my truck up, it starts up, and then I get this big like roar out of it, rum, 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 and then it calms down. And suddenly it doesn't do that anymore. So that was really weird. I did it for the wife in the driveway when I got back, and I got home. There's a little something hanging up underneath the truck. It was about this long and whatnot, but I didn't see it initially. She's like, "You're dragging something or something underneath the truck." And I kind of joked. I said, maybe it was one of them protesters I hit on the way home. I'd never hit a protester, not on purpose anyways.
Oh, doggone it. I brought one home with me.
And I look at it. Well, we get the groceries out. We do all that. I forget about it. My wife just said something about a half an hour ago. She said, "Did you ever take a look at what that was hanging out from underneath your truck?" No. So I get out there, looking at it. Dang, if that don't look like a piece of a belt. A little, about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Now, my belt on my truck is about 3 inches.
Yeah, big old serpentine belt.
Big old serpentine belt. I pop the hood, look up underneath there. Yeah, there's about 1/3 of it gone. So I can't drive it nowhere. I might be able to make it up a mile away from my house. There's this little hometown guy that does truck repair and stuff, or vehicle repair. And he's good for a vehicle like this. 344,000 miles on it. But I won't be driving that to work tomorrow.
Doggone it. Doggone it. God, I wish you lived closer, man. Yeah, I got the serpentine tool. I've replaced probably 50 serpentine belts after I bought that damn thing, because once you let people know you got one, it's, hey, can you come over and throw a serpentine belt in my car for me or my truck? Ah, Jesus, come and borrow the tool. I don't know how to use it. I'll tell you, you put it on that idler pulley, you pull that sucker back, the belt goes slack, take it off, and you just reverse the process.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I don't know. And yeah, but once you've done 4 or 5 of them, it gets to the point where swapping one out is more of an inconvenience than a. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a diagram for mine.
It's got 8. No, that one's got 9. It's got 9 pulleys and tensioners. Yeah,
ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
it's one belt for everything. One belt does it all.
That's it. I kind of miss the old days when you had an independent belt for each thing, and if you threw a belt, you could. And a lot of my old vehicles, I had a belt for every purpose. Had a belt for every purpose, either behind the seat of the truck or in the trunk of the car.
Hey, Dr. Smith.
Well, actually, I didn't start carrying all those belts. I had told you the story about me getting sued by a young gal where I made her give up her pantyhose so that I could limp our car into town. I mean, it was a 65 Chevrolet Bel Air. It had a single V-belt in it, ran the water pump, ran the alternator, and that was it, That's all and the power steering pump. So it's just a V-belt. It wasn't a serpentine belt. And I didn't notice it was, you should think in 1975 that it's 1965. Yeah, the cars of those days, blowing a belt out in 10 years. Yeah, it's very probable. Well, I blew the belt, and there we were, stranded on the side of the road, and I was carpooling. It was my day to drive. And I had these 3 other passengers, 2 guys and this gal. There we are out in the middle of the country, broke out down on the side of the road. I got no belt for that car, and that bugger's overheating. And I thought, geez, if I cannot get a belt on there, we're stuck out here. And it's a 6.5 mile walk to town. And I noticed that she's wearing pantyhose. And I go, we need your pantyhose. So she went around the other side of the car, ditch side of the car, and got out of her pantyhose and donated them. And sure enough, I was able to tie a pair of pantyhose together. I wound the legs together and got them tied off with a couple of clove hitches and made a perfect belt. Got us to town. During lunch break at work that day, I ran down to a local parts store and got myself a belt, came back to work, got it in the car before my lunch break was over, and yeah, 2 weeks later I get a summons because I'm being civilly sued for her inconvenience, hardship. It was all punitive kind of damage for hurting her feelings. And plus, I got called into the supervisor's office at work for sexual harassment. That she felt that was kind of, you know, a sexual harassment thing that I made her remove her pantyhose out on the highway. And so after that, I carried spare belts all the time. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, look at all these folks we got hopping into the stream here.
Yeah, good to see everyone.
Yeah, bunch of folks we got.
Well, almost everyone. Nick Jones is here.
Yeah, we got Nick Jones. We got everyone and Nick Jones. Yeah, Martin's popped in and Jen's here, and we got Nick Jones, of course. Plain old Chuck's in the house. We got Saucy Shane. There's our brother, Phil.
Yes,
And
sir.
we got Spice and Easy and Trail Trash. It's great to see you, Spice and Easy and Trail Trash.
Well, I got all my. Oops.
Go ahead.
I just say to let Spice and Easy know, I went grocery shopping today, and I got all the ingredients I need to do all 3 of the recipes they sent me. So at some point during this week or next week, I did tell Spice and Easy that unless my wife Saturday has something for me to do, this coming Saturday, I will be doing the Reaper Triple X.
Okay, so if nothing gets in the way, we can plan on it Saturday.
If nothing gets in the way, we can plan on it for Saturday. Yes.
Sounds good. Yeah, Dr. Smith. Never asked for my pantyhose, Sty. No, that was back in the days when I could convince the gal to slide out of them pantyhose. Nowadays they just say, yeah, right.
Who wears them anymore?
Well, I don't know. Other than scuba divers, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who wears pantyhose anymore, lady-wise,
Yeah. Hey, Chowser, Fox at Outdoors is in the house.
I got this.
Yeah, so how many of you folks had pizza tonight?
Mine's leftover pizza from yesterday, but
I was gonna say
I realized no one was gonna cook tonight, and you were going live, so I was like, well, I better hurry up.
Yeah, I don't have Ann here tonight with all the links, Nick. I am one of the worst people for finding these damn links.
What do you need put out?
Oh, Nick wants to come on up.
Oh.
And
not a problem.
You got it handy?
Oh, I got this. I didn't leave, did I?
No, you didn't leave.
Okay.
Did I leave?
I was like, holy crap.
I'm still here. Hey, Humphrey, you had pizza, huh? Yeah. After tonight's story, you'll want to lock all your doors when you have pizza. Just won a drone from another YouTuber. Just have to pay for shipping. Wow, computer chick, fun. Yeah. I haven't. I've come close a couple times of going ahead and investing in a drone, but I can just see myself crashing the damn thing. That's all. Hey, Jadzia Dax, great to see you. I love the drone shots, but
yeah. I hope that works.
Yeah. Don't everybody pile on there. No one steals our pizza. We have Zeus. Yeah, Zeus. Well, there's the bear. You got the bear already living in the house.
I got a little snack here.
Oh yeah, you got a little snack there, you goofball.
That was
You
fun.
know, you and your snack, you doubling up on that yesterday, and then afterwards, and you said, well, maybe we'll see how I feel. Maybe we'll have a couple hour stream afterwards, and then you said, well, there's family here, we're having pizza, and blah blah blah, and you threw Anne completely off. She got real quiet for about a half an hour, and then all of a sudden she pops me a message. She goes, now what do we do? I said, well, I guess I could go live, and yeah, it worked out. I just opened the doors of the shack, let people come on in and hang out.
Yeah, I was in there kind of at the beginning when everybody was outside, and I was sitting in the chair, and then everybody moved inside. I moved inside with everybody, and it was just one of those evenings where
yeah,
I was exhausted. Every time I do a big challenge, that's the
yeah,
hardest thing to do, is to do one of these big challenges, because you get to a certain level, you get that endorphin rush and everything else that comes along with the heat and everything else. And then as soon as that goes away, it's like you have a lull, you have a low.
yeah.
And man, I was whooped.
I think on a couple of the challenges, I felt the endorphin rush, but didn't realize it. But you get that endorphin rush in your system, and then as that bottoms out and your adrenaline finally drops down, then you physically all of a sudden feel just exhausted.
Yep.
It's weird because you haven't done anything physical, but it feels like you've been working for 10 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great to see you, John. Adventures in the Heartland. Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to do this Sty Story quick. I want I'm just taking a look quick. Yep. Looks good. This isn't a very long Sty Story. Heck, and there's only two of us up here. I'm not going to do the throw him on the side shit. We're just going to stay put where
People
we're
don't
at.
look at me.
Yeah, who knows? Well, you can play the bear in this story. I get ready with your pizza. Okay, tonight's story, Pizza Bear. Well, I don't know if Running Water's watching or not, but he may remember this story. He was just a young little fella at the time, but he might recall me telling this to the family. But we had moved. We had a situation where we had to make just a quick critical decision to make a move, and I was scrambling trying to arrange something for a place for us to move to. Well, I found out that there was this bar, a pub, that they called the Halfway House. And it was halfway between hell and nowhere. I mean, this place was way the hell out in the middle of nowhere. It was 35 miles north to the nearest little tiny town, and 35 miles south to the next little tiny town. And there was no east or west there because we were in a canyon, in a long valley, and it was just Rocky Mountains on both sides of the valley. There's nothing to the east or west. And I heard that they had a little trailer court, a little trailer park. And this gal had offered to sell me a trailer house, an actual mobile home, big mobile home. Well, it wasn't that big. It was 12 by 56 feet. It was a 2-bedroom mobile home, and dirt cheap. And I had a truck that I knew I could pull that mobile home with. The problem is the mobile home was about 60 miles from this halfway house that had this little mobile home park. There's not a lot of mobile home parks in western Montana, in the mountains area. What you did was you went and you bought yourself 5-10 acres and dropped a mobile home on it. You don't put it in a mobile home park. Well, So I went up there to talk to them folks, see if I could find a slot in their little mobile home park. I get there. I pull in the parking lot of this bar. The front door to the bar, I'm no more than 5 feet from the front door walking towards the front door. All of a sudden, that door bursts open. And all these people come flying out of that bar. They're running like it's the end of the world, man. And they don't even notice me. They just run right past me. And I thought, well, what the heck? So I walked in anyway, opened the door, nosed in there to see what's the problem. And I looked you walk in, and to the left, there's this big, long bar, the typical Western style, long, big bar. The bar had to have been 35, 40 feet long. And I look, and all I see is the top half of two heads looking over that bar. And one's a middle-aged guy, and one's a young gal. And I walked far enough in, the door closed behind me. And they're going, get back here, hurry up, get back here. And I go, why? And they go, the girl's going, ba-ba-ba, 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 ba-ba-ba. And she's pointing. And I thought, what's a ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba? And I turned and I looked. Well, off the side of that big room is another room, and it's got tables for sitting down eating, because they had a short menu. They did pizzas, burgers, just minor stuff. And they pointed in that direction. So I looked, and I'm looking in that room, and at the end is this one big table. Well, I figured it had to have been about 8 people that ran out that door. And then I realized why they ran out the door. Sitting at that table. And I mean, this big fella is sitting in a chair at that table. At first, I thought it was some clown in a fursuit. No, there's a big old black bear sitting in the bar at this table, and there's this huge 20-inch pizza sitting there. And that bear literally had hooked a piece, and he had it upside down in his paw. You could see the crust on it, but he's holding it. And he turned and looked at me, and when he turned, big old string of mozzarella cheese off that pizza going to his mouth and to his paw. And he just stopped chewing, and he's just staring at me like, you want peace? I should have ran for the bar, got behind it with the other folks, but I just froze there. That bear's only maybe about 18 feet away from me, sitting at that table. And I stood there for probably about 3-4 minutes. And in that 3-4 minutes, he ate about 4 slices of that pizza. He was just chowing it down. And it was such a big pizza, the bear ate, like I said, 3-4 pieces. And that bear got both paws on the table, just like my intro picture on that bear at the picnic table. He's got both paws on the table. The pizza's right in front of him. And he's sniffing that whole thing. He licks it a couple of times. And then he just turns around and rolls right off that chair. And he goes to this. Here they had a screen door on that side room that you could go out, because you could go out back of that bar, and you could tables back there. You could go sit back there and have drinks, whatever. He got to that door, and he's pushing on it. Well, that's how he got in there. It swung inward. It didn't swing out. So he got in real easy. He just walked up, smelled pizza, and walked in. Now he can't get out. He's looking at the door I came in from, thinking, oh, well, that's an easy way out. So he starts heading towards me. And I'm like, oh, he's pissed at me because he can't get out. And that's the only time I actually didn't even think of it. I just ran. For the other end of the bar to get around the bar. And when I took off running, I didn't realize it scared the bear as much as I was scared of him. I heard the crash, but I didn't get to see it. I got behind the bar, and then when I looked over, I didn't see the bear. And And the owner of the bar, his name was Billy Joe. Billy says, he's gone. He's gone. And then I realized there's the screen door back where he came in, and he had just run right through the screen and everything. He took half the screen door frame with him. Those folks, Billy Joe came out from behind the bar and went out the front door, told the folks out in the parking lot, the bear's gone, the bear's gone. And they come back in, and the way they were telling what they witnessed, because I only witnessed the kind of the after effects. They said they were sitting there, and Billy Joel's daughter, who was the gal behind the bar with him, had just brought the pizza out and just set it down. And she was running to grab some small plates and napkins for them. And they were just talking, and they heard the screen door open and close. And a gal sitting at the end of the table turned, and there was this big fuzzy black thing at the end of the table right next to her. And they said it was amazing because all of them got up at once and started running, and they said she was the first one out of that bar door, and she was the furthest away. She said she passed every one of us and was the first one out that door. They said that bear was so close she could have just reached over and patted him on the head. Obviously, he was a pizza bear. He didn't give a darn about people, and he figured a pizza that size, there's enough to go around. He was only going to eat 3 or 4 pieces. They could have the rest, But no, Billy Joe was pretty good about it. He had his daughter prep him another pizza. They got another free pizza. They got a replacement, and the funny part is I didn't even know Billy Joe at that time. I was just there to find out if I could rent a spot in his trailer court. And he asked me, he goes, could you give me a hand? And I said, I suppose. And he says, come on with me. And he told those folks, just a minute, I want to do something with that table. And he told me, grab an end of that table and follow me. And he grabbed the other end, and he took the table into the actual bar area way down on the end where there's no doors anywhere around. And he told them folks, that table's for you. He says, you don't have to sit down there where the bear came in. So, yeah, they were pretty good about it. But out of that whole group, every single one of them were blaming each other for not having a camera. Here they were tourists. They were on this joint adventure going through the Northwest, and they weren't even from the area. And they probably had 20 cameras with them on their trip, but not one of them had a camera in that bar while they're having pizza. And so I got to sit there at the bar talking about my mobile home with this guy and listen overhear their conversation. Well, you dummy, why didn't you always have your damn camera? No. Everybody was blaming everybody else for not having a camera. And the gal that ran the fastest, she made the most sense. She says, I don't care how many cameras any of us would have brought in here, not one of us would have gotten a picture. She says, not one of us took a fraction of a second to do anything except get out that door. I said, yeah. Well, and the odd thing is then they were worried, will that bear come back? He got away with it. Is he going to come back? And after we got moved up there, I asked Billy Joel, I said, that bear ever come back nosing around? And he said, nope, they came and they trapped them and then relocated them about 150 miles from there. So he said, we haven't seen them since. And I said, well, hopefully they relocated them close to a Pizza Hut or, Papa John's or someplace, and then they'll just stay the hell away from them. But there you go. Bears like pizza too. I was impressed with that bear though, because that pizza was super hot and he was just chowing it down. He didn't care how hot it was. I mean, yeah, he didn't give a darn. And he liked everything that was on the pizza, obviously, because they got one that was a deluxe with everything on it. And the bear loved
Well, they eat berries. They eat,
veggies.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm sure if there was
Mhm.
cheese out there, they'd be eating cheese too. They pretty much eat anything
Right.
left in a picnic basket. So
If you can get it in a
look at
picnic
Yogi and Boo
basket,
Boo,
they'll eat.
right?
There you go. There's your story for tonight. Look at who we got in the
There you
basement.
go.
Ta-da! He been down there through the story. Yeah. How are you, Nick?
Right, so,
What's
hey,
up,
Phil,
Nick?
can I ask you a question? Have you had the facelift?
Go ahead,
It's
Nick.
not as saggy as it normally is.
You know why Nick keeps the lights down in the basement,
Why?
don't you? Because we've seen that son of a bitch, hey, wouldn't nobody, everybody'd be like that bear coming into that restaurant. They'd all be scattering.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what's that? Run. I was gonna say, that's why I grow this damn long beard. I grew this super long beard because I went to a plastic surgeon and asked him, I said, can I get a facelift, get rid of all of that old turkey skin down there? And he says, yeah, but he says, there is going to be some after effects. And I said, after effects from a facelift? And he goes, yeah, because he says, what you're going to end up with is one real funky looking bow tie. And I said, why? And he says, well, after the facelift, he says, you're going to have to shave under your chin quite often. I said, you're not making any sense. And he goes, it's either that or else you're going to have to start wearing your underwear from your bottom lip down. Oh, there's that much skin you have to pull up to give me a facelift.
Oh, it's like a dad joke. You just got to pat him on the head. It'll be okay.
I know.
Sty's getting a bit senile in his old age.
He's wearing, look at what Nick's wearing there, Phil.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
It's a good looking shirt.
You bet.
Yeah, I asked for 4XL. I had to stretch this to get it on.
Well, I ordered European, so you went to the European.
No, the t-shirt says 4XL. And I had to stretch the t-shirt to get it on.
Well,
Normally, 4XL comes down to there on me.
Ann's working on my perks, and it was funny because we were talking about that they'll be ready for me to start shipping out to all my members this week, the ones that qualified for the t-shirts and hoodies. And she goes, well, and I picked this t-shirt, and I go, well, wait a minute. I said, that's more money than what I had budgeted. And she goes, well, which t-shirt did you pick? And I told her, and she goes, oh, no. She says, this t-shirt, the one I picked, goes up to 5X, and you're going to need that. You're going to need that 5XL. There's a lot of us that want that 5XL. And she says, and that's snug. So I understand, Nick. Now I know what she was talking about. I told her, well, for the couple extra bucks, you betcha, make sure my viewers, if they need a 5X, that it's there.
Well, Nick, when you asked for a 4X, was that an American 4X or was that a European 4X?
I don't know. 4XL.
Because I know it's different. I know a lot of different things are different in other countries. Crazy Ann, when she got her first Everything Spicy t-shirt that she ordered and got a U.S. size, and it was huge on her.
Yeah.
So see, when I went in there and ordered it, you have the option of ordering through U.S. or European. So I ordered a European 4XL, assuming, and because now it gets shipped out of Teespring in Europe, not Teespring out of the United States. So you had different colors to choose from and things that I didn't have on the American Teespring.
Right.
That's why I kept asking you the color thing, because, again, it was an entirely different thing over there, and I'm colorblind, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, what they should do with the European Teesprings, they should have a separate section for fat bastards.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they did. They had one size fits most.
That fits most. And you're just not right there with most of us.
Used to be 30 years ago. They would just call those one size fits all, but now it's gotten to the point where, at least in my country, one size fits most.
Hey, Dr. Smith, I don't eat biscuits. I eat kebabs, pork, beef, any meat. And if you're a vegan,
Nick's been eating too much meat lately.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's his problem right there. Too much meat.
Yeah, but Phil knows about eating meat, being in the Navy.
I do like the assumption, though, Dr. Smith, that maybe if you laid off the biscuits a bit, yeah.
Biscuits a big thing in the UK, eh?
No, we have them with a cup of tea. They're biscuits.
Hey, Teresa, sweetie, good to see you, girl. Big hugs.
Yeah, I got to work Saturday, and one person had brought in a freaking coffee cake, a big coffee cake thing. Another guy brought in these bagels that had the cream cheese and stuff already stuffed inside of them. I'm like, come on, guys, don't bring this stuff to work. If it's there, I got to eat it.
Yeah. Well, that was I'll never forget. I took a position with one of the Native American tribes over here, and I get to my office my very first day. Well, I'm in a position where I immediately supervised 21 people that were right outside my office window. I could see all 21 of them buggers out there. I had 96 people that were underneath me that I oversaw, but 21 direct supervision all day long. I get there and I take my key and I'm going, I sure hope the key works, new job, new office. If the key don't work, that means they changed their mind, right? That's usually what it is if your key don't work in your office, guess what? You don't work here. The key worked. I opened the door, and it's a big office, nice executive office, and there's these two long conference tables in there. There's 6 boxes with 24 of the biggest damn pastries you ever seen in each box. 6 times 24. There's 21 people out on that floor. And first thing I did was walk out their door and go, what's with the effing donuts? Oh, those come in every morning. Every morning they come in. And then everybody from the administration building, they'll swing through and they'll grab a donut. I said, guess what? That shit can go to the chairman's office. Not my office is not the cafeteria. Oh, look who we got down in the basement. Sneaky bugger. There we go.
What's up, Teddy?
And the 3 of you fellas on here at one time. Oh,
Hello, mate, you fat asshole.
I want to tell my audience right away. Full apologies. I'm sorry. I don't have one of those sweet gals to interject in the middle of some of this to soften it down.
Oh, Sty? Fuck you.
Yeah, see? No sweet gal up here in between me and him, because he'd have to say through their ears, and he'd probably get slapped for it, So why is the small the same as an extra large? That's the
Cindy.
Well, and that's it. See, I wear an extra large typically, and they're generally comfortable. They're not tight, they're not baggy, and I've got an extra large. I got to get at least a 1X, if not a 2X, if I get anything with long sleeves. If I get an extra large with long sleeves and I put my arms up, that damn sleeves are almost to my elbow. Why is an extra large guy got miniature arms? I don't get it. Because I can go with a 2X, and the sleeves are just fine. But the shirt's too baggy. It's yeah. And the problem is the manufacturers of clothes. They got people from every culture in the world on those lines making that shit, and it all depends on who made your shirt that day. You got some little guy from Taiwan. He's going, yeah, big shirt, big shirt. No, it ain't no big shirt. You got to stitch 4 of them suckers together to make a shirt out of that.
Well, he's
That's
thinking
no
short and
big shirt.
fat,
That's
like
no
Nick.
big shirt. Huh?
He's thinking short and fat, like Nick.
Yeah.
Not tall and fat, like me.
And why? Oh, I got generic ones in my freezer, Mike. Well, if you ain't got Schwann's, you can dream about it. At least I got something that I can physically relate to.
That's true.
Hey,
Should I go get
Donald
my
Morris.
butter pecan ice cream too?
What's that?
Should I go get my butter pecan ice cream too then?
Oh, go ahead. I don't give a
As we're
shit.
eating ice cream on here.
As long as we are eating ice cream on here.
We? No, that'd be me and Mike. That'd be we. There's 2 of us.
We
Yeah,
find
you
it.
assholes.
Oh, take it.
Yeah,
I got to take a we. Hold
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah, you can wee in your
Mike, while I
pants
take a
as
wee.
far as I care. That's
If you feel something warm, Nick, just sit still.
Hey Nick, what time did you wake up last night?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Guy
I
comes
don't
on
know
your
what
panel
time it was,
sleep.
but Running Water and I were still chatting in the back room at about, I'm trying to think when I finally went to bed. It was about 1:45 a.m. my time, 1:45 in the morning, and we started talking about wrapping it up. And we still went on for another half hour or so. And I told Running Water, I said, you get some damn sleep. You got to drive truck tomorrow. I said, get some damn sleep. And he goes, how are we going to wake up Nick? Because he was in there all that time. He was in there all that time sleeping away. And I told him, I said, Nick will wake up in the morning, not know where the hell he is. I said, I wish the hell that I had a good background. And I was going to go looking for a good background that was, vegan related and, all the veggies and shit and all vegan related. And then Running Water and I jump off and just leave him on there to wake up and find himself with this vegan background and have him wondering, how the hell did I end up in that channel? That's not where I left off. I left off at Sty's. How did I wake up in a vegan channel? Oh, he would have freaked right out. He would just like, what did I do over there?
What you should have done, since it was the back screen, and it wasn't part of your channel. You could have done like some male on male porn and had it on a loop in there, and he woke up he'd be seeing some male on male porn.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I guess that wouldn't startle him though.
You
So
can tell he was in. You can tell he was in the U.S. Navy, going on about men shagging each other.
What?
He would have thought he was stuck on TikTok. Yeah. How the hell did I end up in the TikTok video? But no, so Running Water goes, well, what do you do? What do you do? And I said, it's easy. Click. I removed him from the stream. And Running Water goes, but he's still in the basement, isn't he? I said, not for long. I went down there, and what I did was I removed him from, because you have the option to remove somebody from your stream for the entire stream. So I removed him. And Running Water says, oh, did you click on block? I said, no, that blocks him from the whole channel. I said, no, I just kicked him off the stream. I didn't block him. I kicked him off the stream.
I had somebody that fell asleep on mine one time. When I ended the stream, because we all sit in the back and bullshitting and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, and I shut mine off and I went to bed. I left his ass up there.
Mm-hmm.
It don't
When
do
I'm
nothing.
done, I click leave studio
Well,
and I'm done.
it's not live.
Yeah, that don't
Not
do
live.
nothing.
And what was really funny, I did that one night too. I said goodbye to everybody. I said, that's it, man. We're wrapping up. I gotta go. Bye. And I clicked leave studio. I left. Well, there was 3 or 4 people still on the panel. I figured they're gonna leave studio just like me. And it was a couple hours later, I get up and I boot up and I'm looking, and I looked on StreamYard, and there was something I wanted to see in that stream, so I clicked on enter the a past broadcast, and I went in and entered the studio, and 3 of them fuckers are still on there bullshitting on my dime.
Yeah.
I'm glad I pay for StreamYard. Otherwise, they would have burned up all my StreamYard time. They're all on there. And then I realized that's kind of like the way life was over the years. Sorry, guys, I'm going to bed. And I go to bed and get up 3 hours later. They're still in the living room. Yak, 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 yak. Yeah.
Eating your food.
Eating your food. Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay, Chuck. Yeah, I got a video. It's got to go up tomorrow that I got to finish doing some trim work on, and then I'll post that bugger.
I was outside in the heat all day. I was playing with my furnace, melting lead and copper, and I came in and ate and sat here and
Boom.
I was out.
You're having some fun now that you got that.
Yeah, I melted. I melted today like 20 pounds of lead and I think another 10 pounds of copper. And I was taking computers apart and. Yeah, it's addicting.
Yeah.
You're still getting your propane for free, right?
Yep.
So see, that's a cost to a lot of other people when they start melting that stuff down. They got to start thinking
about $21 a tank.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 20 to $22 a tank, depending where you pick it up.
Well, if you're selling it by the pound one way or another, whether you melt it into an ingot or you give it to them, before it melted, it's the same thing, right?
Well, I melted. What the heck did it weigh? 3.95 pounds in just one brick of copper. It sells for $20 a pound on eBay. So that's 60. That's almost $80 for one little brick. I got quite a collection going now already. I got a ton. I still have a ton.
Yeah,
you should stick your fat ass on it. You might lose some weight then, you fat fuck.
Why don't you suck my Jones?
You get a.
I would, but I couldn't find it, you fucking knobhead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but I know years ago, back in the 70s, that if you gave them, especially with aluminum, if you gave them ingots, they gave you a premium price for the ingots because any slag is off of them.
Right.
And they did the same with copper. That they even though we used to throw, boy, you don't want to do that anymore. Once we found out it's bad for us and the environment, we quit doing it. But we had 6 55-gallon drums in the backyard, and we'd put coiled copper wire that we collect all around town, and you just put it in the barrels and you burn the insulation off of them.
Yeah, can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Yeah, you can't burn all that plastic shit off of the wire. Yeah. But even then, they didn't give you the premium price because they said there was a lot of slag, even though you burnt the insulation off of them. And
if you take burnt wire to the scrapyard, they'll tell you to get it the hell off their property.
They don't want it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they get fined for it if they buy it. I went on the Facebook marketplace and a guy had just a pile of miscellaneous scrap. It was only about a mile down the road, so when I went there, it was a truck and a half because he just kept adding stuff to it. Well, he had a box. It was all burnt copper. And I was like, I ain't gonna be able to do nothing with it, but I took it, because you take the good with the bad. So It was about 17 pounds of burnt wire. So, thank God I have such a good relationship with my yard. So I asked him, I said, because I was taking a load of stuff in, I put it in the back, and I said, do you want this? Or, can you do anything with this? He said, I'll give you number 240, so I'll just mix it in. So he bought it off me. But, yeah, because it's illegal to burn.
Yep.
For one, you can't burn it now.
Hey, Spice and Easy, you have a very good night. Very, very good night.
His birthday was yesterday, too.
Yep.
Me and her share a birthday.
Fiona is just, yeah.
But now, a lot of yards won't buy ingots either now because people are shady and, they try to get over like that asshole sitting next to me right here. Where is he? Over there. That bald-headed fucker. Yeah, that guy. Thanks, Phil. Because what they'll do is...
Fuck off, you Grizzly Adams reject.
What they'll do is they'll melt the aluminum and they'll throw nuts and bolts and to make it heavier.
They caught them over in Minnesota putting iron rebar, 3/4 inch iron rebar in the mold, and then they'd pour the aluminum in, and they got an iron core in them.
Yep.
Yeah, just for cheating, just to get the weight. And
and a lot of people have those analyzer guns.
Yeah.
But they're expensive. Like my yard has 3 yards. Well, one out of the 3 yards has the gun, and of course, it's not the one I have. But I took one of the little aluminum muffins that I made. I asked him, I says, would you guys buy these if they're like that? He's like, from you, yeah. He says, but let me see what kind of a price we can give you because it's pure aluminum. So I mean, the copper's the same way. Like, thank God they'll buy stuff from me. Like I'm going over tomorrow. I'm getting 100 pounds of lead off of them.
Yeah,
you're dirt cheap.
I used to, that gun you're talking about. It's a spectrum analysis gun, is what it is. And what it does is it looks through all the substrate and sees if there's anything else in there. And you can actually tune that for whatever heavy metal you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I used to own one, and I bought one early in their development, and that gun cost me $42,000.
Yeah.
Cost me $42,000.
Oh shit.
Well, it runs on cobalt 57. You put a little nuclear piece of cobalt 57 inside that machine because it's X-raying that substrate. So if it's a block of aluminum, it's got a bolt head in it or something. It'll look through that aluminum and it looks for anything that's not aluminum. You tune it for it's aluminum. It'll look for anything that's not aluminum, and it'll tell you what percentage of what you just shot is not aluminum. And that tells you flat out, well, that's not pure. It's not pure. It's got something else in it. And we use that gun. I bought it because I had started a lead-based paint risk assessment business. And I went to Georgia Technical College and became certified national lead paint inspector. And I bought the machine and started my business. 6 months, I paid the machine off, made myself about $80,000. Then I sold the machine and the business. I got the hell out of it. That Cobalt 57 was $1,600 a stick. And they're only about 3/4 of an inch long, and they're round like a pencil. And maybe, about 3/4 of an inch long and maybe about 1/4 inch wide, thick. And I had 4 of those for my machine, and it was really expensive. But they can do that. But that machine is expensive, so they don't even want to have to use that machine. I mean, every time you use it, that cobalt loses some of its energy, so they don't want to have to be shooting a bunch of bars of melted metal coming in. But Mike, you're so right. You're lucky. You got a good relationship with them, and they trust your stuff. And
it's funny when I go there, because you can't go. You used to be able to go in the building and stand by the scales and all. I walk in there, I walk past all these yo-yos. They see I came in with a load of stuff, and I'm walking around in the back, and I'm in the office, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, just making his ass at
Yeah, I
home.
just go back there, and then I come out. I'll dig in the dumpsters and I'll pull shit out and throw it in my trailer. And they just all look at me like, and it's
That's-
not a scrapyard where you throw everything on the ground.
Yeah.
They bring you a bin. You throw everything in bins, and then they go and put it on the scale. It's a smaller yard, but yeah, these guys just lose their minds. But
That's our yard here.
the guy I used to sell my gold to, he bought one of those machines. He paid $62,000. It's a tabletop one. It opens up like a toaster oven, and there's a little switches on circuit boards. Well, they have a gold ball inside them. There's like 8, depending on how many switches. I mean, the ball is like as big as fucking Nick's brain. You can barely.
You can't see it. Okay.
Yeah, just a little itty bitty. But he can take that and he put that on his little window, and then he has it on a monitor. Where if you move that a little bit, you'll see it on the monitor how it's placed. He shuts that and starts it, and they're 24 karat gold little balls. I never knew that. So I got a whole jar of those too. But yeah. They're expensive.
Who would have ever dreamt that Mike's got 24 karat little balls?
And
I mean, God almighty.
And those I do.
Yeah. Your balls are just gold.
She drove me crazy yesterday.
Hey, you were driving us all crazy last night with that fucking bear. You bring that bear up tonight, I'm going to put you in the basement, bud. I mean, that bear got more showtime than anybody last night. Yeah, I see him sitting back there.
I'm doing really well.
And so thank you for sharing that information. The other reason I'm calling is about the very important election we have coming up this November. Will you be putting Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Democrats down the ballot?
Not a chance in hell that I'll be voting Democrat for voting for Biden or Kamala Harris. Not a chance in hell.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now that we got the politics out of the way. Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil,
I had to mute you guys. I couldn't hear what you were doing, but
yeah, yeah, it's nice when you get the live ones,
it come across my phone as potential spam, and I'm thinking, well, who the hell is calling me at 9:00 at night? They got to know what state you're in, right?
On a Sunday.
Yeah, on a Sunday, and they have the audacity to ask you who you're voting for if you'll be voting straight down the Democratic ticket.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, and that's it. Is they don't ask you who you will be voting for. They ask you if you will be voting for them. No, ask me who I'll be voting for, and then we'll have a conversation. But it's never, are you going to vote for so-and-so? Who else is running? Do I have to vote? Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Nick.
Donald. Yeah.
Oh. I've got to move my camera and make him flip.
Yeah, I thought maybe if I yelled at him, he'd cut his finger off or something.
My daughter used to work for it's like a telemarketing firm, and they'd take contracts to do surveys, phone surveys and shit like that. And she said it was surprising how many of their contracts they get where they do things like political surveys like that. And she said their system, she says, you'd make the call, and if you got a live person, you talk to them, and if they responded like you just did, she says, we had one key on the keyboard, just hit it, click. It wouldn't call them again. Yeah, that's a no, don't even waste your breath. Right. Click. And that number comes out of their system. It'll just never dial that number again. And she said, but a lot of the political ones, she said, no, they don't give you a block key to eliminate the number. It's on a recall. It just goes on a recall. That she said, we don't care how pissed off you are about their question or nothing. Guess what? One of us is going to be calling you again. because we don't take you off our list. We just keep calling, hoping that you'll change your mind.
I like
And I
Donald
told
Morris's.
her, I said, God, Amanda, when I get the same call about, I mean, Jesus Christ, I didn't know I could get an extended warranty on a. I mean, I got a 25-year-old. Well, no, it's a 15-year-old truck, and I get it, and my warranty's expiring. They're calling me and said your warranty's due to expire, and we can get you an extended warranty. And I thought, what the fuck? So I'm blocking that number. They must have 15,000 phone numbers for their company, because even though I block them, they call with the exact same message, different number. Just keep calling, and it's like, God Almighty, my truck's a 2005. That the word warranty does not apply. You can't buy a warranty for that. That's like trying to buy life insurance for a dead guy.
Right.
You know, don't tell me you can. No, no, no. Yeah. Yeah. Some of those. Oh, I loved A&T. That was about a year ago. They called me and, who is your current phone, your service provider for your phone? And I told them, and they said, well, here at AT&T, we offer so much more for the same amount. I said, well, if you offer me more for less than the same amount, I'm interested. I spent almost 45 minutes on the phone with this guy. By the time I was done, I was going to get an AT&T phone package that was a fraction of what anybody else paid. And at the end, I said, you guys fucked me over about 10 years ago. I said, I just decided I'm not taking the risk. Goodbye. And hung up on the phone. So he spent about an hour finally convincing me to go ahead with this package that was going to be so dirt cheap. But of course, after 12 months, yeah, it's going to cost you $235 a month. But but in the meantime, it's $19.95. Yeah. I let them play it all the way out and then told them, no, you guys screwed me about 10 years ago. I got nothing. No, I don't want nothing to do with you. Bye.
That's the best way to do is to keep them on the phone. And I didn't think about that when I was doing this one. I thought about it just before you started saying that. The best thing you can do with these telemarketers, no matter what they are, is to keep them on the phone as long as possible. If they're going to waste your time, if you've got some time to waste, best thing you can do is have them try to convince you as to why it is you should vote Democratic or why it is you need their product, and just let them do everything they've been trained to do. Let's let them go and go and go.
My daughter said that she actually had, when she'd make the call, the minute that call picked up, there was a meter. Oh, Nick fell. There was a meter that started running and showing the time lapse. And it starts out in the green and it goes to yellow and then goes to red. And she says, once you hit red, she says, you're losing money as the caller, because she said our calls need to stay in the yellow or below, because we get paid on how many calls we kept under that certain amount of time that we got to answer within that amount of time. They didn't want them going into the red. And she says, and you get these customers that you got to repeat yourself, you got to keep going on, and they'll say, oh, in the beginning you said something about you need to tell me that again. And she says, and you gotta keep. And she said, and it goes into the red, and you're, as the telemarketer, you're going, there goes my fucking paycheck, because they're expected to get X number of calls per shift done and out, and that, she says, that actually worked with them. If they got too many in the reds amongst all their marketers, she said then management would say, hey, we're going to break the contract. We're not going to do it anymore. It's just burning up our time. We're not making money. And she said, yeah, if you want to shut it down, is keep us on the phone as long as you can. Because she says that the company loses money doing that. Oh, cool. Good to know.
I had a guy call me once and he was like, fucking Larry from Tel Aviv or wherever the hell he was from. He was Larry though. So I mean, I did like you did. I said, "Oh, how's your family and how's the weather?" And and I was like, "You know what?" I said, "I'm really busy." I said, "Can I call you back on this number?" "Oh no, you can't do that." I said, "Oh, you don't want people bothering you?" He's like, "No, no." I said, "Well, now you know how I feel. Fuck you." Click. But I had him on there for a while.
Yeah.
And then I had another one. His name was Michael. His last name was Johnson. Well, my first name is Michael. My mother's maiden name is Johnson. I couldn't understand. It's like talking to Nick. What the hell he was talking about? I couldn't understand a word he said. I said, "Let me ask you something. You don't speak a word of English. How the hell is your name Michael Johnson?" He said, "Oh, you don't believe me?" I said, "No, I don't freaking believe you, you dickhead." Click.
Yeah, I'm surprised at some of the I guess it's Middle Eastern languages that you hear come across with some of the strangest American names. It's like, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Now,
Oh yeah, I tell you what, I'll get some Asian guy that you just can't understand a damn word he's saying, and his name's Bob, and it's like,
just
you ain't no damn Bob. You ain't
Yeah.
a Bob. So I'll get in that conversation. Who the hell are your parents? And where are you from? You're not a Bob. Well, no, that's my name, Bob. I know it's not.
Maybe he has a friend named Neil and Bob.
Yeah, Neil and Bob.
Well, some of them will have their own American, but when they add the last name, that's what always kills me. Is when they add the last name to it and it's American. I can understand them using something other than freaking Kumar or Hajib or what. I can understand that. But when you add a first and a last name and you're Joe Smith and you sound like this, my friend. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, Joe Smith.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know all about legal name changes, and that they never even smell of legal name changes. I mean, it's just like, no. You would want to change your name to something that kind of fit you, because you were born with the name Gladys and you're a 6'4", 325-pound brute, and you want to change it from Gladys to Gladiator. He's Gladiator. That now, why the hell am I talking like that? God,
maybe
it's a
not Gladiator.
I know it. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I called PayPal because they put a restriction on my account the other day again for the same shit same shit we just cleared up. But it wasn't the credit card; it was PayPal this time. So the guy I talked to, I couldn't understand him. I said, "Can I ask what your name is?" His name was Ken. I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Let me talk to your supervisor." "Oh, I can handle that." "No, I can't understand the fucking word you're saying. Let me talk to somebody who speaks English." So he gave me a supervisor, and clear as day. I was like, "What's that guy's name?" He's like, "Ken." And I said, "Where's he from?" And he came from Baghdad, but he was a citizen here. But I said, and his name is Ken. He's like, "I know." I was like, "Well, Ken needs to learn how to speak to people because I don't know what the hell he was saying." So I called him. I said, "I need to get this shit fixed." He said, "Let me check." But there you go. You're good to go.
And that's it. I've even had that happen with the Social Security Administration. You would think if you call a federal branch of our government that you would always get someone that you can understand. They might have a southern draw or something, but
Right.
They sound American at least. I get people on there that, I mean, I could go to the 7-Eleven and understand the cashier a hell of a lot better. And they're on there and yakking away at you in some foreign shit, and you're going, can you put your supervisor on the phone? No, we cannot do that. And it's like, what? I'm going to hang up on your fucking ass. I can't understand what you're saying. And then you hang up on them, you call back, and you get like 2 or 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, you get some young guy on there that goes, "Hi, I'm Joe. Yeah, how are you doing today? What's the weather like up there in Wisconsin?" And you're like, oh, thank God. How long can I keep you on the call? You know, I'm talking to somebody that understands me and I understand them. And they'll go, well, what can we do for you? Well, I got this issue and that issue. And like you were saying, Mike, you hear click, 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 click. They're on their keyboard, click, click, click. And they go, well, hey, it's all taken care of. I got it all sorted out for you. It's all done. And they say, you can go into the website, into your account, take a look. It'll be all there. It's all done. It's all taken care of. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just spent 2.5 hours talking to Arabs and guys from India and didn't get nowhere. And I've been on here for 2 minutes with you and you fixed it. And he goes, oh, yeah, easy to fix. And I go, you got time to talk? Yeah. Well, not really. I've got other calls coming in, and I'm going, oh, those lucky people. Take as many as you can. Take as many as you please. You know, thank God we got a few of you still working for us.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, a lot of times
insane.
they outsource that business
Yeah.
to a guy who can kind of speak English, but then he's got 3 guys underneath him that he's
don't
got doing this that speak English well enough to him, but not well enough to people who actually speak English.
Right. You're exactly right. Yep. It's that hierarchy thing. The guy that got the contract could speak good enough English that he was able to negotiate that contract.
Right.
But the people that are going to actually handle the calls work under him, and most of them haven't learned anything except cuss words in English, you know. And
Yeah, they know when you cuss at them.
oh, they do. They do. I actually had a Hispanic individual that was very hard to understand, and I understand a little bit of Spanish, but not a lot. And I told that person, I said, you know, this is ridiculous. I said, are you calling me from across the fucking border, or are you a fucking wetback? One of the two. All of a sudden, perfect English. Don't you be calling me a wetback. I'll hang up on you. I go, oh, where the hell did you get the English lessons in the last 2 minutes? And then all of a sudden they're talking so broken English that I can't understand them again. Oh no, but they spoke it just fine when I start cussing at them or calling them a name.
Mhm.
And I don't like that. I like that old saying, don't lie to me. I'm willing to take the bad news, so don't fucking lie to me. You know, you don't have to lie to me. I'd rather know the truth, even if it sucks, than to be lied to. Sit there and fake that shit, and then when it comes out in the open, you understood me just fine, and you
That's right.
all this time. Oh, the you know, the French she served.
Oh.
And she,
Right down there.
Yeah.
Scary.
The yeah. Aluminum price is 25 cents a pound.
Ahmed must be working for the United States Post Office tonight because he don't want to take my information either.
Who?
Ahmed for the U.S. Post Office. I sent Ralph Morick a package, and I checked the tracking like every other day on it, and it just, you know, in the system. So you can go on there and you can put an alert for when it's delivered, where it's tracking at, and they'll send you an email or a text message instead of having to go and track it all the time. So all it asks for is your first name and your email. I just did it 4 times until it finally went through. So I'm blaming Ahmed. Aluminum price is 35 cents a pound. Just regular aluminum right now is like 26, but the ingots I can get like 41. So, yeah, prices suck here though. They're real bad.
Yeah, we heard Ann last night when you were talking about getting stuff. She got 2 of her Japanese snack things, kits. She got 2 of them on the same day. One was a month old because it sits there in port or whatever, and to be released. And sit that for a whole month.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you send people stickers in the mail and they just put them in a different pile than,
You know, it's weird for me. It's because I've had like Canoe Hound out of Canada say, "Oh, I just sent something out to you." Literally put it in the mail today, and I'll go, "Okay, yeah, I'll watch for it in about a week." You know, because it usually takes a week to 10 days coming out of Canada for me. I go in there 2 days later, and the some bitch is in my mailbox, and it's like, now wait the hell a minute. My youngest boy and I, we did an experiment, and we sent each other postcards, and we're about 6 blocks apart. Is all we live apart. 6 blocks. Both of them came back, and we looked at this postal routing stamp on it. Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Now, wait the hell a minute. That's a 3-hour drive from here. So they hauled them postcards all the way down to Eau Claire, processed them, sent them back to Ashland, and then Ashland sent them out for delivery.
Mhm.
And we were 6 blocks apart. Why in the hell don't our local post offices, and now this shit's been going on for years. It's not something new. This ain't something new. This shit's been going on for years, because my kid and I did this about 2.5 years ago. Yeah, it'd be about 2.5 years ago. Because we were worried about sending out Christmas cards and shit. And we thought, how long is it going to take local people? Should we just hand them to them, or should we go ahead and mail them? You know? Well, why in the hell doesn't a local post office segregate local mail? They've got 2 boxes. It says local mail, and then it says all other mail. Local, all other. Stick it in the local. And it went to Eau Claire. I mean, what the hell do they define as local? Well, it's still in the state. I mean, what the?
Wow.
No, the post office is 10 blocks from that address. I'm 6 blocks, you're 10 blocks. I went the 2 blocks to give it to you, and you sent it 150 miles away just to have it sent that 10 blocks.
Yeah, I don't think your local post offices sort anything anymore.
No.
My question is, how close were you to Running Water's house on your way to the post office to mail it?
Well, that
It was an experience.
Did you drive by it?
That is a good question. Fortunately for the post office, no. I had to go the opposite direction. So I ended up 10 blocks away from Running Waters when I stuck it in the mailbox. So to their benefit, I got to give them that, they did have to get it a full 10 blocks. But to me, you got to add that extra 4 blocks that I traveled to the whole delivery, so 14 blocks is,
well, at least your postcard got
the
its
delivery
money's
route.
worth. The postcard got its money's worth.
Right.
And I thought of that. I thought I was going to try that too, is start sending some postcards with some real sharp babe in a micro bikini or something on it, and then send one out with a picture of some old granny milking a goat. Send the 2 of them out at the same time to the same address and see which one gets there first. I bet you the bikini one doesn't get there for a month.
Probably not.
It's sitting on different postmasters' freaking desks for a week, and then they'll send it to the next stop. Yeah.
Because Ralph Morick lives in the Netherlands, and when I sent out the stickers, I sent his out on a Thursday. He got it that following Tuesday.
Yeah.
Which is unheard of.
Yep.
But I had a friend that he was contracted. He used to go to the post office and pull out the old conveyors and put new conveyors in. He said you would not believe the piles of mail that go over the conveyors and just lay on the floor.
That's just laying on the floor.
He said those big carts they use. he said carts full, and he said he looked at some of the dates 8, 9, 10 years ago, just all laying there.
You know, the most eye-opening thing I ever saw, and I'm not going to point out this particular post office. It wasn't a regular post office. It was a postal distribution. I had to deliver a truckload of Kmart mail out promo marketing things.
Fire.
They're flyers, Kmart flyers. And they go out to all the post offices. They shove that junk shit in your mailbox. That's what it was, junk mail. And I had pallets upon pallets of that shit that I had to drop off at this distribution center. And it was neat because their shift supervisor, because it was the middle of the night that I was dropping it off, their shift supervisor there said, "Have you ever been through a postal distribution center?" I said, "Hell no. I just mail letters and get them. I don't know nothing what you guys do behind the scenes." And he says, "You got to take a look at this shit. Then if you've never seen this," he says, "Come here. Well, I'll take you for the tour." And we're walking through, and there's these big long aisles, all these damn machines, and fucking letters zipping down in machines and shit. And there's all these people. They're all sitting there, and they're letters that they got a bent, they dog-eared, or there's something wrong with them and shit. The machine spit them out, and there's live people picking those up, and then they're sticking them back in these slots that sends them down where they're supposed to go, right? And I'm going, holy shit, this place is just a buzz. And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's that way 24 hours a day. Just zoom, 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 mail, 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 mail." And all of a sudden, here comes this skinny, kind of tall, skinny kid comes zipping by me on rollerblades. And I go, "Whoa." I said, "This kid's on roller skates, for God's sakes." And he goes, "Oh yeah, look around. We got one down each side of these aisles, and we got 16 of these aisles. There's one on each." And I realized he's right. You can see them zipping up and down those aisles, back and forth. And I go, "Who the hell are they? You got car hops here, or what the hell's going on?" He goes, "Watch this guy now. Just watch him." And I'm looking, and this guy's way down on the end of that aisle. And he's just standing there, and he's just looking down that aisle, both sides of it, because there's people sitting down both sides of it. And he's just watching. And then all of a sudden you see him, and boy, he goes down just like an Olympic runner, and off he goes. And I watched him. Then I realized there's some guy down there. He looks like he's from the Middle East, and he's holding a letter up. And that guy comes skating by, grabs that letter, and he spins right around. He looks at it, and he reaches over, and he sticks it in the slot, and zoom, goes down to the other end, stands there, and he's watching. All of a sudden, you see this gal that she didn't look, she just didn't look local, holding another letter up. Boom, off he goes, and he grabs it, sticks it in the slot, and he takes off down to the other end, stands there and watches. And I go, "What the hell's he doing?" And he goes, "Most of the folks here don't speak English. They can't read English. They're illiterate when it comes to the English language." And he said, "But majority of all cultures in the world have no problem recognizing numbers. And that's how they sort this damaged mail, is by zip code. That's how they know where to stick it, what slot they're going to stick it in, what region it's got to go to. If the zip code is faulty and they can't read it, they hold it up, because they can't read the fucking address. They can't read what town it goes to. So they just hold it up, and this guy that, he knows every town in the USA. Oh, yep, that goes right there.
Wow.
I thought, my God, this whole distribution center is a bunch of illiterates, and that can count. That's all it is. And they got these young people on roller skates skating up and down, helping these people send the mail the right direction. I mean, oh my God. That to me said right there that, okay, I hate to say it, but you got 16, 17 of these aisles that are being worked. those are 16 or 17 employees that you don't need. You shouldn't need them. Why aren't you hiring people that can lead? You know, for crying out loud. Yeah.
Yeah, it always makes you wonder some of the waste on some of these businesses and whatnot, and the people they got to do this, the people they got to do that. This person can't do this. This person, an employee at GM can't change a light bulb. They got to bring an electrician in to do that.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy can't. This guy can't move this over there. This guy's got to do it because that's his job.
Yep. Oh, oh God, I hated that. I hated it when they treated every position in an organization as a specialty position and they're not allowed to step outside of that role. Period. I was the executive officer. I was the director of a large housing authority, and we were doing major renovations in our housing projects and multi-million-dollar projects. Well, one of the projects was we had 40 homes. They had, what a bunch of morons. I mean, they filled this big pond. They backfilled it, just hauled fill in and filled that pond. And they built 40 split entry homes on that pond with full basements. And each one of them had 2 of the bedrooms in the basements. Well, do you think we had a flooding problem?
You think?
I come to find out, and sump pumps, we're replacing sump pumps every 6 months. We're replacing 6 or 8 sump pumps because they're just burning out. I mean, they're running 24 hours a day. But most of these units are still flooding, even with the sump pumps. A brand new sump pump in it, it's still flooding. And I said, I hired a guy, small little local contractor, come in here. I want you to excavate all around this one house, right down to the drain tile. I want to see how they drain tile these. So we exposed all the way around the foundation, got down there. Only half of the house was even drain tiled. And the half that was drain tiled, the drain tile was not set on crushed rock and wasn't covered with crushed rock. It was set on clay. And they put enough crushed rock in that it kind of fell off the sides of the pipe. And then they backfilled it with clay. Well, those drain tiles aren't working.
No.
I mean, after a month, all of that clay melded into that rock and just sealed the pipe. So it's not drawing any water out of there. So I said, we need to drain tile all 40 of these houses. Well, I got the funding to do it. And I had a great backhoe operator, huge ground crew working. And the backhoe operator was good, man. He was usually 2 houses ahead of the drain tile crew. So they'd get a house or 2 done, and then he'd come around and he'd backfill all those houses. And by the time he's caught up with them, they still got 1 house to drain tile, and he'd go to and just keep going down the line. It was going excellent. Well, he got in a car wreck, and the doctors told him he can't go back to work for at least 2 weeks. And I said, well, no. We'd be done with this project in that 2 weeks. You got to be here. And he goes, I can't run the backhoe. Now, my job was a suit and tie job. I flew a desk. I'm wearing a freaking business suit. I was pissed. I got out, got in the company car, zipped down to the job site. There's the backhoe sitting there. And I got all these crew members out there leaning on shovels because they just finished the last unit. And they're like, what do we do now, boss? You know, the foreman, the backhoe operator, he's not coming to work. And what do we do now? I was pissed. I told him, I said, well, what you could have been doing until I got here was start digging by hand the next house. I said, you know, my only rule is end product. I want the end product. I don't give a shit how you get there, but I want the end product. Why aren't you guys pushing shovels instead of standing here with thumb up your ass? And I said, all of you get out of the way. I got up on that backhoe and I took my suit coat off and my tie and I hung it from the canopy on the backhoe. drove that bitch over the house, and I excavated that whole house, and then I went to the second house. Next thing I know, I got my housing commission. All the members are showing up. What are you? Shut it down! Shut it down! I get up there, they go, "What the hell are you doing? You can't be operating that backhoe." I said, "This is my operation." "You're damn right I can." And I said, "I've run backhoe." I said, "I can go to work for the union." I said, "I've got all the training and heavy equipment I need to go to work for the union." And they go, "No, you're supposed to be flying a desk." I said, "Just because I'm wearing a fucking suit?" No, the job had to be done. I was qualified to do it, so I'm going to do it. "Oh, no, 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 we cannot have someone in your position out here doing that kind of work." That really set me off. It was just pissed me off to no end. No, I was the only one on the site qualified to run that tractor. The only thing that disqualified me was I was wearing a suit. I put a hard hat on, for God's sakes. I followed OSHA. In fact, it was one of the crew members did yell at me. He says, "Whoa, Sty, before you start trenching," he says, "You have an inspector show up, you're going to be in a world of hurt." And I go, "What do you mean?" I said, "I got the tin can." He goes, "Where's your boots?" I look down. "Oh, yeah, I'm wearing fucking dress shoes." Yeah. And he goes, "You're in luck. What size are you?" And I told him, and he goes, "Well, they'll be a little sloppy, but you're not walking, you're just riding." And he went to his truck, and he come out with a spare pair of steel-toed boots. So, yeah, I was OSHA covered. But I'm out there wearing old construction muddy boots and a suit, running the backhoe. But like Phil was saying, oh no, but most people today, "Oh no, I wasn't hired to touch that. I can't change that light bulb. I got to call maintenance. That's the company policy." Well, maintenance, they shut down at 3:00 this afternoon. "Well, I guess we won't have a light until tomorrow. We might as well close the store." That kind of crap just irritates me to no end. Everybody should be able to do at least 1 to 3 jobs other than the one they were hired for. Phil at the car dealership, he should be able to clean the bathrooms. There's no reason he can't do it. Wash out the fridge and the microwave in the break room.
Around there. You mentioned OSHA.
Uh-huh.
OSHA's got a new job. OSHA's got a new job now in the state of Michigan. Our lovely governor, since our law enforcement doesn't like her executive order, our governor has assigned OSHA to enforce the rules in businesses like face masks and social distancing and making sure you have all the right sanitary stuff and you're providing all the things you're supposed to be doing at the workplace. And
so OSHA is, in order for them to even go down that path, that means that they've declared it then a biohazard. Otherwise, OSHA wouldn't be able to take it. It's got to be a chemical or biohazard on a health basis for fumes or anything of that sort.
Executive order.
Yep. So
it isn't
declared it as a biohazard for OSHA.
Must have. Now it hasn't been to our work yet, but apparently it's been. Our boss told us they had been to 3 other dealerships that had performed miserably, and they were doing things. So suddenly they're doing things around my job they weren't doing before. So concern for our well-being, none. Concern to be able to keep the doors open and keep making money, yes. That's where the concern is.
Right. They don't care how much it's going to make your job that much more cumbersome to do. You're just going to do it so we can keep those doors open. We don't give a shit how bad it affects your job.
And they still put the stuff out there that they're supposed to put out there. But bottom line is, we wear our masks for the most part unless we're sitting at our desk with no one sitting there. And then we might be using it as a chin warmer or it's hanging off of an ear because you're on the phone. and then you got to put the phone down. You're not going to stick the thing back on your face. But they've got these misters, these little foggers that's a motor electric. And when you go outside to a car that's a customer's car that you're getting appraised, you're supposed to go inside there and mist their car. Now, who the hell wants you to go inside there and missing the inside of their car with some mystery mist, right? And which customer wants to get in the car for a test drive that you've just missed with some mystery mist?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, now and all that keeps going through my mind, and I've watched federal divisions and agencies and how they react to, okay, now this is our monkey. They're throwing the monkey on our back. I know what OSHA is going to end up doing. All of a sudden, they're going to be pounding out all of this information, placards for you to put on the walls, and this and that, and all of these detailed processes you have to go through. And so they gave somebody's second cousin a goddamn job, is what they did, to write up a bunch of shit they don't have a clue about. I guarantee you, all that shit the government's printing up and sending out there is done by people that barely made it out of third grade. I've worked with them for 27 years, and people tell me, oh, no, there's a lot of smart people that they have doing that in the background. I want to be introduced to a few of them. Yeah, Phil's like, now you pissed Sty off.
Well, you know that they're just going to go in there. They're going to hire a bunch of people that, and I have all these extra people working for OSHA that ain't doing nothing. It probably isn't, like you said, probably isn't qualified to scratch their own ass making money. Right.
And I used to write major grants, not little grants, major grants. I guess the biggest grant I wrote was $78 million was the grant I wrote. Well, the government, the division I wrote that grant to for the whole United States only had $26 million that they even had available. Well, yeah, my grant that I wrote was 3 times that. But guess what? Out of that 20 million, I got 8.5 million of it. And the rest of the whole country got to split up of what was left. But I got 8.5 million of it.
That's good.
And so I wrote those grants all the time, and it freaked them out. They go, why is that goofy fucker so successful? Why is he out? I got the tribe I was working for, I put in a grant to build homes. Well, I got 30 homes in that grant. Well, the homes that I wrote into the grant that I wanted to build were going to cost about 110 grand a piece to build. They're nice homes, 3, 4, and 5 bedroom homes. They're all big homes, beautiful homes with attached garages, beautiful homes. And they're going to be rent to own homes, a rent to own type program, lease to own. And they said, you'll never get them fuckers approved. You'll be lucky if you get 2 houses in that application. I didn't just get the 30 homes I asked for. I got an elderly rec center. It was a big gym, rec center. They had pool tables, all this that fancy shit for the old parts. I got that included into it. Millions of dollars. And they're saying, I was at a conference, a round table in Chicago at the Federal Building. I got all these housing directors from all over the country there. And we're all talking about how to get funds to keep the people in your community well housed and keep your neighborhood safe and blah, 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 blah. All they want to do was pound me. Why is he getting all the money? Why is he getting all the money? And the director, the HUD director from Chicago is going, he'll have to explain why he's successful with his grants. And I said, it's simple. I said, I've read some of your people's grants. I would approve them way over mine. I'd approve them. But they're not going to on Capitol Hill. There's no way in hell they're going to approve them. And they said, why not? We've looked at yours. It's like your grants, like you wrote them to somebody in the 4th or 5th grade. And I said, you're close. You're close. I said, I've got software that helps me adjust my grammar by grade skill level. And I make sure all my grants are written nothing in it over a 6th grade understanding level. And they go, no, you got to write these grants technically so that these people really know what they're doing. I said, the people that are reading them damn grants are nothing but a bunch of family members of the politicians. They pick them and they go, oh, I think he's smart. We'll put him on there. You think he's smart, but he's not. He's a dope. And they can't understand a damn bit of what's in those grants. But if you write it for someone in the 6th grade to read through and can totally understand it, they go, oh my God, I can see what this guy's going to do. I understand what he's saying. That's awesome. Give him the money. They didn't fucking believe me, but I kept being successful in my grants. I never bitched about any grant money I ever got because I got the most. And it was because I was talking to all these people that couldn't fucking read over a 6th grade level.
Speaking it to them at their level.
And my first year in my position there, I couldn't get a single grant. I put in a lousy $80,000 grant, and they gave me $10,000 of it. Everybody else was getting funded, but I got $10,000. And I looked at my grant and I go, that was a lot of fucking work, man. I went without a lot of sleep. Shit, I'm writing at a 3-year post-secondary school level. I mean, they can't bitch about the technical side of it, man. Every big word in the dictionary and some that aren't even there were put in there, and that was it. They couldn't understand what the hell I was talking about. So I brought it down to 6th grade level, and boom! The next year, I got the whole $80,000, but I had already gotten 10 of it, so I had 90 now for the same project. I figured it out. Those people that they hire for the government, it's just like everything else they buy for the government. You buy a $19 hammer for $300. You know, whatever they purchase, they paid 150 times too much for it. And that goes right along with most of their employees. They're paying way the hell too much for what that person's truly worth. Yeah. I did meet a guy and he worked for HUD, and his only job at HUD was to develop posters about different changes in housing policy and stuff like that. Posters. That was his job. He sat there. It'd be like, well, the only thing you have to know how to use is Canva, and you're going to just make posters all day. We'll type it all out, and you just copy that. You don't even have to know how to read it. Just make sure to copy that, put it on a poster. But yet that guy, I've seen him in the field on an audit team. He's going to federal programs and doing auditing, but he's nothing but a poster designer. Well, no, they gave him a temporary upgrade. What? Oh my God. So in the real world, that'd be like going to work and all of a sudden you see the janitor wearing a 3-piece suit and he's sitting in the CEO's office. And you go, what the hell are you doing in here? Well, I got a temporary upgrade. I don't have to clean toilets this week. I got to wear a suit. And I'm qualified. And boy, I'm going to make changes now. Oh shit. Yep.
I'm getting a new bucket.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know what to think about you poor guys in Michigan. I'm just really glad that she's not going to be our president.
Our vice president? Well, yeah, president, because,
no,
Biden
it doesn't matter, president or vice president. She'd end up being president, I think. I really do think Biden is there in the hopes that they can get Kamala as president. I really do.
Why would they see? Here's what I don't understand. All right, so let's forget about everything. Your vice president, the person that you should be to me. Now maybe I've got this wrong. Me should be the second most qualified Democrat for the job of president, right? So if the first person dies or cannot do the job, the second person steps in, and it pretty much business as usual.
Right? There's not going to be a huge rollover effect,
right? But you have Kamala Harris now. When she was running for president, which she was doing before Christmas, she got 2% of the Democrat people, not out of everybody. Just 2% of the Democrat. She dropped out. She didn't even have 10% in her own state of California. How is she qualified? No, she's not qualified. She's. I'm sorry, we're gonna get political again. There's two things. There's two reasons that she's your VP: the color of her skin and her XY, her chromosomes.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. She's not qualified for the job. Her own people, her own Democratic people, the Democrats told her she's not qualified for the job, or else she would have been up there running toe to toe with Joe Biden. She's not qualified for the job. But you know what? They're pandering. That is the biggest bunch of racism and sexism. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm doing this on your channel. That's the biggest amount of sexism and racism that you could do. We put you in this position because of the color of your skin and the fact that you got boobies. That's why you got this job. That's horseshit.
Mike, you got Mike excited. He's running to the polls right now.
Nobody wants to see those boobies in the White House.
I get the vote for boobies. Oh God, got to be careful what you say, Phil, because everybody's going to run out there and they're going to say, how do I vote to get the boobies? How do I vote to get the boobies? You know, they're just going to, if I can vote for boobies, oh yeah, that's better than all this presidential shit. I'd rather vote for boobies. Boobies for all. Boobies for all. There's Sty 2.0, one of his campaign messages. Elect Sty 2.0, and it's boobies for all. That's right. Everybody gets boobies.
I think it's all a pile of shit.
There you go. Yeah.
I didn't even
look at her all.
Oh
my God! And the way he turned his head, he sniffed it and then turned his head like,
that shit. So here you go. Shit.
Cat's like, are you throwing shit at me?
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, that's what I did today. I got 3 of these, 2 more of these, and 3 more of these downstairs. This is lead. This is 5.5 pounds right here.
Wow.
Yeah, and that came out perfect.
I know some guys that are black powder enthusiasts that would love to buy a 5-pound brick.
Yeah, 5.5 pounds. And lead does the same thing that aluminum does. You see in the middle? See, it's got that indentation?
Yeah.
Phil would know about this. That's called shrinkage.
Phil would know about this.
Yeah. But aluminum and lead do that. Now the copper, what's cool about the copper is when you pour it, it gets like well, this one don't have it because it's got air bubbles in it, but it'll have like a ripple effect on the top. It's really cool. But yeah.
Shrinkage. Oh, I gotta say to Hunt for Heat. Cindy's saying, "What if I already have boobies?" Well, that's it. I said boobies for all. You know, it's not fair. It's not. I mean, it's the inequity of things. It's just not fair. You know, you have boobies, so. Booby privileged, I'm telling you. Some people are booby privileged. Others just gotta, you know, they gotta struggle through life without proper boobies.
Dun, 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 dun. He's more qualified than Kamala Harris.
No. If somebody catches this crap and cuts this and then pops that up there and that shit goes viral, that, you know, all of a sudden we've got someone else jumping into the race. Yeah, here we go. I'll have to get busy writing speeches, man, for Sty 2.0.
That's right.
Yes. Will Sty 2.0 give me something else instead? Well,
Sty 2.0 will give you a stick.
yeah. Yep. He'll say there.
I really ought to start
Now
doing
you
more.
now you know where to stick your boobies.
I'm gonna start doing more with Sty 2.0. I really do.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've
Yeah, I know.
played with that issue.
Yeah, we gotta get him out of the
I
campaign
have
trail.
double cheeseburger boobies. I'll tell you what, that goddamn hamburger cake that Mike had yesterday was freaking me out. I'm like, I'm
I had
not
a
a
piece of
much
it
of a
today.
cake eater, but boy, I would have loved to have tried a piece of that. And all I could picture was pure sugar, all that fancy frosting and shit to make that thing look like a real burger.
It was
Ooh.
a marble cake.
Most of them look better than they taste.
Hey, Shadow Swede, great to see you, Yoran.
Well, if Sty 2.0 becomes president, I'm gonna make it rain.
Oh,
There you
look at
go.
there, look at there, look at there.
I'm gonna make it
There
rain.
you go. There you go. Man, I'm going to have to come in here and cut out all those kind of things.
We gotta clean up this mess now.
Yeah. Oh, just hold your camera on all that cash laying on the desk there, and so I can get a screenshot of that shit. Yeah. With Sty 2.0, you can just sit at home, kick your shoes off, and don't worry about it. I'll make sure you can make bundles of cash on YouTube.
This is another bad habit I have. I save all my singles. I don't know why.
Really?
See, and that's what I did. That's how I
That's
funded
not a
it.
bad habit.
That's how I ended up funding an awesome vacation, was because I'm a change keeper. I don't use change at the store. I never use my change at a grocery store or anything. I just bring it home. It goes on my table, and then once a week I scrape all that. I sort it, scrape it into its proper containers. My quarters, dimes, nickels, and the pennies go in the brown jug. But back during my marriage, early years, I just wanted to put a fund together for a vacation down the road someday, So I had this payphone that had a slot in the top of it, and we had taken all the guts out of it generally. All that was left was the dial and the receiver, and otherwise the inside of it was empty. And I had people come over, they're just dumb. They'd stick a quarter in that some bitch, and I go, yeah, thank you, because it would go down in the coin trap, But the slot in the top, that didn't go into the coin trap. That just went inside the body of the phone. So I started doing the same thing with $1 bills as I did with change. At the end of the day, I come in the house, I take money out of my pocket, all the change I put in that phone. Just keep feeding it in the slot, put it all in the phone. Then I'd look at the paper money, pull all the ones out, stuff them in the slot in the top. I treated the ones like quarters, dimes, nickels, and I never seemed to feel that, just keeping the ones, just don't use them. And I'd go to the store and I'd buy something with a $5 bill, and what I bought was 69 cents. They give me 4 ones. Well, that's 4 ones that's going in that phone at home, because the next store I stopped at, I bought something else for $1.50, and I got 3 more ones. But I had ones. I could have given them 2 ones. No, I just never used the ones, just like change. And boy, did that add up. Boy, did that added up so fast. Hey, good night, Freeman James. And yeah, I did that for about a year. And then we decided, God, we really want to go on vacation, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, let's see what's in the phone. And I tore it apart. We counted it out. It was close to $800 in that phone.
Yeah, it adds up.
It adds up fast. Oh, look at here. There's a there she is. Hi, sweetie.
Howdy.
All right, everybody, behave yourself. It's been a bunch of assholes on here tonight, Sam. I mean, they're just terrible. They've been tearing up my channel. It's all their fault.
Cut them, Phil. Cut them.
What are you gonna do?
And see, look at her. I mean, they're using knives on me. Yeah.
Bourbon, it was 62, not 32. You were close though.
Oh, guessing how many you had there?
Yeah, he said I thought he was gonna make it rain. He said all 32 of them. He's got jokes too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's why I'm not moving my camera mic, but I'm kind of sitting here in my studio in the same shape you are, except my shirt's sleeveless. Otherwise, I'm wearing shorts or barefoot, and I'm just like, yeah, damn right, I'm going to be comfortable. It's hot in here.
I told you, I just woke up.
Feels the same way.
Yeah. I just woke up. I heard my messenger thing go off on my phone, and I popped one eye open, and I looked up over there, and I said, "Oh, that's got to be Sty." And sure enough,
gotta be.
That's all. I'm gonna make you last. Wait a minute. But Sam, I promise I'll leave
Well, you know what?
I'll leave him back there.
This is the first time in the longest time that I sat here from 6:30 until about 5 minutes before the stream started going. I don't have any friends anymore.
Oh.
Them fuckers abandoned me. Every single one of them. There ain't, if one shows up, hell, I'm good. But nobody, not a soul. And not even a soul on the Facebook Messenger said, Sty, I'll be there shortly. None of those kind of messages, nothing. So I'm sitting here in my studio all fucking alone, and I'm looking. So I went over and I looked at the YouTube side, and guess what it said? One person waiting. That was fucking me. There's one person waiting for the stream, and I knew it was me.
Did you put a message in there? Did you put hi, Sty?
I damn near did, because I didn't have any chats as early as usual either. And I thought, boy, if I don't get a couple of somebody saying something's, yeah, I might as well just end it. Don't even go up, But right at the last minute, Goofball shows up. He's down in the basement, and I'm going, he came in so fucking late. I'm gonna, yeah.
I was surprised.
I can't even talk with him before the damn stream. He's coming so damn late.
I was surprised I was put up first. Well, I was put up first and last because I was the only person.
Yeah, he was the only one. I
wonder. I was looking up over here when he puts me up because I'm like, okay, I was expecting someone else to go up first, but okay.
Well, yeah,
I got it at 7:37. Is when I got the thing.
That's when we all got it.
Okay, we'll forgive you. Donald says, I feel so bad for the kids in the cities. They deserve peace. Yeah, they do. I say we go to town with a shitload of school buses, and we pick up all the city kids, and we move their asses out here to the country, and we put them in camp, and we just have a nice long camp for the kids until this COVID shit goes away. Let those kids get out of that freaking hellhole mess. But you know what? These kind of tragedies, you know what they do? They draw people to urban centers. They go there looking for help. And this is no shit. I studied this for a while, and I had to get away from studying it because it irritated me so much. You look at one of the best examples of poverty, starvation, deprivation is in the continent of Africa. So many countries, there's so much turmoil and stuff. People are starving and they're dying from famine and all nastiness, period. But you know what? Historically, what happens is they convince these native populations, they've got small villages, anywhere from 100 to 1,000 people living in a village. And they're all ag related. They've got cows, and they work. They labor all day long, but they eat. They do well. But the urban centers and their government say, you know what? You work too hard. That's terrible. You should come to the urban centers. Come to us. Come to the cities, because there's so much more here. You can get jobs here. And that's how you can feed yourself, is with those jobs. Well, it's not hard to convince somebody that's been toiling their whole damn life to go where it's supposed to be easier. what ends up happening? Those cities grow so big, they end up with slums. They end up with people in poverty. They end up with people without jobs and hungry people. And they go, shit, if we're back in the village, we could have ate a cow. You know, if we had to, we could have ate the cow. But here we're starving because there ain't enough jobs for all of us that came from out there. And they people need to understand it might seem tough where you are out there in the rural communities, the smaller communities, but it's better. It's better than getting yourself into that urban center because now you are 100% dependent on the whole structure of that urban center. Are they going to give you a job? Are they going to take care of you? Because you can't take care of yourself anymore. There's no way in hell. You don't have that 20 acres that you could farm or live off of. No, you're subject to whatever happens in that urban center. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to your neighbor. It's going to happen to everybody. Out in the rural areas, no, you got people that are doing well, very well. You got people that aren't doing so well. But what typically happens is the very well in an urban setting, they try to balance it out. They go to the people that are working hard, but they're struggling, and they help them out. There's a true balance. There's not this dramatic suffering that you get in an urban center. So I'm a firm believer. Round them kids all up out of the cities, and their parents can scream and holler, I'm going to miss my baby. Well, we'll bring your baby back when you get shit straightened out. Go put the babies out in camp. Let them have a good time. Sing Kumbaya. I go swimming. What the fuck? You know, but why let your kids live in those cities and get shot by drive-by shooters? I mean, I cannot, as a parent and as a grandparent, for the life of me, I cannot understand why somebody would want to live in that tight urban atmosphere and try to raise children. I just can't. I don't get it. Those poor kids. I don't feel sorry for the adults. They chose to be there. Those children that are suffering, oh, that pisses me off. Those kids do not deserve it. They don't deserve to be suffering like that. They're protesting in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Why? There ain't nothing in Kenosha worth protesting.
Night Adventures in the Heartland.
Hey, you have a good one, John.
My first jail sentence was in Madison, Wisconsin.
In Madison? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the armpit of the state.
Probably had it coming, computer chick.
18 years old. Stole a car, went from
Police shot
Pennsylvania.
someone in Kenosha. I'm sorry, it's prejudgment. It's subject to correction. But in Kenosha, they probably had it coming. Probably had it coming. Same with Milwaukee. I hear, oh, the police shot someone in Milwaukee. It's terrible. They only shot one? I used to do so much business in Milwaukee, and I got dear friends that live in Milwaukee. Stay at their house, and I couldn't sleep during the night because of all the goddamn gunshots. And you come out of their house, and he would go out and unlock and open his big 9-foot-high privacy fence all the way around his property. He'd go out and unlock the double doors at the end of his driveway, and you'd fly out of it with your car, get on the street. You didn't even look at who you might run over, and get the hell out of that neighborhood before you got your ass shot. And so people go, yeah, but the cops are so mean to so-and-so and so-and-so. Go down there and live there. Quit whining about shit you don't know. Go live there. Yeah, that's the problem, I think, in our whole world society now is we're allowed now because of social medias stick our nose in everybody else's business and then all of a sudden become pros about it. It's like all the doctors we have in the world now that are on the internet. I mean, oh my gosh. We never had so many doctors before. Now everybody on the internet's got a cure for everything. Shit. I was going to the wrong place. I was going to a clinic and having an MD take care of me. Yeah. Hey, B lady, good to see ya.
So, Sam, how was the birthday party?
Good. It was fun. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I was surprised. I wasn't sure if I'd see you this evening, Sam.
Yeah, we were there for 3 hours. That's long enough.
I was going to say, you think 3 hours is long enough?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was fun. But it's
Yeah.
always good to get around family, and there's so many kids between my siblings and myself, so
Yeah.
it was packed.
Wow.
Hey, B lady.
Wow.
Lady.
Yeah, Power Rangers. How did you know Arcade? Maybe I said something. I
Yes, you
think I
did.
might have.
You
Okay.
did last night. You did last night. You said,
Okay.
I've been looking for a cake and I can't find one, blah, blah,
This
blah,
is.
on the weekend. And you
I
said,
ended up just making it
making it.
myself.
Awesome.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that turned out good. Well,
Yeah.
look at her. You can do a hell of a lot more than saying, eh?
Nice. She's more than just a pretty face.
That's
Yeah,
buttercream
she's more
and
than just a pretty face.
buttercream
But the pretty
frosting.
face worked pretty good.
Yeah. With French vanilla cake. So yeah,
Mmm.
it was good.
French vanilla. That sounds good.
I love buttercream frosting. I never not use it, so that's what I put on there.
Oh, B lady.
I cut my cake yesterday and it tasted like a freaking hamburger.
I don't want my cake tasting like hamburger. Just
That would have been pretty awesome though. You go and you start cutting it, and all of a sudden, all this juice
Racing.
starts running out of it. He's
I got one little piece left. I
Really?
had one after I had dinner tonight, and then I was like, I'll save that one for tomorrow. But freaking Crazy Ann's gonna have me in a coma.
Yeah, with all them snacks
Off
in
of
the
the
basket.
basket.
And for you folks that weren't here last night, and I'm not encouraging him, the bear is where it belongs. But I've never seen Mike play with a stuffed animal for 2.5 freaking hours. I mean, he was cuddling that bear, doing it. He was kissing it and he was doing things that we won't describe. And I mean,
And Ann was involved.
It even pooped on Sam's head, and I like Sam. He's over there. He's grounded.
he's grounded. He shouldn't have done that.
So where is Ann and Granny? I got one message from them today. That was it.
They were quiet today, weren't they?
They usually blow my messenger up all day.
And I'll tell you what, and everybody that's watching knows, I was absolutely shocked this evening when I had nobody in the basement, especially Ann or Granny. Even if Ann doesn't want to be on panel, she comes into the basement and her and I'll chat before the panel starts, and she'll say, I'm not up to it tonight. And that's cool. I'm always cool with that if you're not up to it. But she'd always pop in, Sty, how you doing and what's going on and this and that. So when I didn't see anybody, it's like I said, all my friends left. They don't care. They left me.
Nobody loves Sty no more.
They said, oh, fuck that Sty. That some bitch. We put up with him for 1.5 years. That's enough.
Did you get your 50
We've been
bucks?
waiting for 1.5 years for that old bastard to die, and he's still here. God dang it. I'm going to skip a stream for a change.
We charged Sty $50 to come up here. I got mine. Mine's in my PayPal.
That's
I
you
don't know
gotta
if
pay me
it
though.
is.
You gotta pay me to put a stream up. Well, that was like last night. That was literally so off the cuff. I had 5 minutes period to totally do the description, everything, get everything lined up. I had programs galore on my machine running, shutting everything down just to get a stream going. And my description ended up just saying, yeah, we all like hanging out in the Sty Shack just for the heck of it, period. That's all the description you're freaking getting. I ain't got the time. Literally, I had 30 seconds to say go live by the time everything was in order, and I had not shared it out to anybody. So it was just so Look there. Is that a rummy or a gummy?
I'm
It
doing
feels-
anything funny to my bear there, Michael.
Comparing the bears?
If Phil can play with his bear, I can get to play with mine.
You got to eat it.
I'll chew on it.
You got to eat it. You got to. I don't know if I want to see you eating out your bear on my channel.
What if I put a pizza in his hand?
Yeah, put a pizza on the desk.
I was gonna do that before I come up. I was gonna get a pizza and stick it in his hand.
Oh, because you got those little red barons. You could have
Yeah.
done one of those and had the bear sitting there with a red baron in his lap. Oh,
What
that would have been funny, Mike.
But I knew
Stop it.
I was gonna get yelled
Stop
at.
it. Gummy bears are fine. I don't want to see any gummy worms with the bears.
This is what I use, Bee Lady. It's
Oh,
always in my cupboard. I don't
Oh,
make
yeah.
by hand. Like I could, I'm sure, but that's too time consuming, dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just buy it from the store, and it's good. It's good
It is.
stuff.
It is. I like that buttercream from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pillsbury.
that it's smooth tasting. It's
Oh, it
not
is.
over sweet. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I always have a couple cans of this in my cupboard.
That's good to know when I get up there to
We
visit.
can't
She can
put
make
cans
cake.
of icing in our cupboards because when we put cans of icing in our cupboards, we go to get them, they're gone.
They're eating them
We got teenagers that'll just take them into their room and spoon.
with a spoon.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna ask Sam. Which one do you have? One that just has a spoon in it, ready to go at all times?
No.
I used to be like that though.
My mom always had frostings, cake mix, and all that stuff in the house, so it's just out of habit. So gotta be able to bake on the fly, you know.
That's me. I've got the quick peanut butter cookie mixes. I bet you I got 10 of them in my cupboard. But if I get in the mood to make peanut butter cookies, I got the recipe hanging right on the fridge.
There you go.
So there I go. I make them from scratch. And the only time I'll ever use one of those pouches out of the cupboard is when I open the cupboard when I'm trying to put a batch together and I go, oh shit, I don't have enough peanut butter. Well, I got to use the fake ones. You know, I got a couple of cake mixes that I bet you they're full of boll weevils. You know, they've probably been in the cupboard for 3 years.
Oh no.
B lady, you're gonna mess around and get blocked. I wouldn't mentioning that on here.
What's that? Mention what?
She misses
Oh.
she misses the bear.
Oh, yeah.
That would put you to the
Tell
curb.
you what, 2.5 hours of Mike going bear last night. Yeah.
That
You know how
was-
hard, B lady, you know how hard I had to work to get the key to the Sty Shack? I don't lose it yet.
he doesn't want to get banned right away.
No. I mean, if I lose it, I'll just melt it. But you know, not yet.
Well, I'm going to just say it right on here. I was going to say, Mike, when you get to the point where you're getting brave and you're going to start molding stuff, I was going to tell you, I need you to mold up some keys that have an S on each side of them for Sty
Oh,
Shack.
yeah.
And you can just spray paint them gold for all I give a shit. But then I'll give you the money to ship them. You send them around to the people I tell you that have keys to the Sty Shack, and then everybody, we'll just put a lanyard on them or something that they got a Sty Shack key. That'll be a reward to them.
I just seen some on Marketplace. They're good sized keys, but I want to get with Ralph Mort because he does the sand casting.
Right.
So if I can get one decent size one and make the form and put it in the sand and do it, yeah, that'd be cool. You can do it with styrofoam, but that's styrofoam.
Yeah.
No.
See, that's
There you go, bee lady.
Little bear.
His little elephant. She's asking in the chat for the elephant. So here he is.
See the
My elephant with the short trunk. Oh, skull. Fun. You need to paint that thing. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's my daughter's.
Is
Not
it for?
taking shots out of his eyes anymore.
Oh, okay.
Everybody can play with their animals but me.
It was bad when you were doing shots out of the eyeballs. That was yeah.
Oh, well.
Your bear's back there looking jealous.
I know. Look at him. Poor guy.
He's sad. Or he's relieved.
No,
It's like, don't
You know
let
what's the problem is? He's
hear
sitting
me.
on he's sitting on top of my PlayStation, which is actually on, so his ass is probably hot.
Oh yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was hot last night.
Oh no, Mike thought it. Yeah, Mike thought it was hot last night.
I saw Ann doing something like this and Mike doing
Uh-huh.
something. with the
Oh,
bear.
they
I
were.
didn't want to talk
Yeah.
about the fisting the bear thing.
Yeah.
He is B-Lady. He's adorable. My son won him for me in one of those crane machines.
Oh,
And he
really?
brought it home. He goes, Mom, look, I won you a prize. I was like, sweet. I'll keep it forever.
Sweet. What is it? It's a
Crane
purple
machine.
elephant
Animal
nose
for a crane machine. Yeah.
My dad's like super good at those machines. He will play one every time he walks by one. And then at the end of the year, he'll take big garbage bags full of stuffed toys and stuff down to the children's hospital every Christmas.
Oh,
So yeah,
I-
that's
I
what he does.
I think those crane machines are fun. They're goofy, but I won't touch one anymore because my ex-wife, we couldn't walk past one of them, and right away she's looking and she goes, "There's a Betty Boop in there. I want that Betty Boop. Play that until you get the Betty Boop." Well, the 6 frickin' things later, after I unburied the son of a bitch, and then I finally get it out of there, and I go, here's your $35 Betty Boop.
bitch.
The damn thing I could have bought for $1.50 off of eBay.
Right?
That's where I got this from. I was playing it's called Clawdy. It's on your cell phone.
Uh-huh.
And I grabbed it and it dropped in there and asked for my shipping information. I was like, fuck it. I put it in there and sure as shit, they brought me. They
Got
sold,
it. Sure as shit, you got that shit in the mail.
That's neat.
Yeah. Got that shit in the mail. That's cool.
that shit in the mail. Came from
They
China.
got the pub I went and had lunch with my boy yesterday at. They've got a machine that's got all these different figures, but they're like the little rubber ducks. Where the hell is he? I got one in here. But it costs you $1 to play the machine, but you're guaranteed you play it until you get one.
Play to win. Yeah.
Play to win. So you're guaranteed to get one. So people play that damn thing. Well, I know the owner of the pub there, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, Sean," I said, "is it worth having a machine like that?" He goes, "You see how full of those rubber toys are in there?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Remember when I first put it in?" I said, "Yeah, it was twice as full as that." And he goes, "Uh-huh." He says, "Guess how many of them rubber toys fit in that machine?" I said, "Haven't a clue." He says, 1,000 of them fit in that machine.
Wow.
So he says, "That's a guaranteed $500 I've made off that machine." He says, "I can tell how much I'm making on that machine by how low those animals are going." And he said, "When you buy a case of those, 1,000 of them," he said, "they're 11 cents a piece.
Wow.
And it costs you $1 to get it." And he said the electricity to run the machine, He says, so you're making about 60% at the end of the day. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're a bunch of dumb duckers. Go stick $1 in that thing to get a little rubber toy. But I lucked out. I got a little Minecraft duck. Looks like the Minecraft duck. I'm into Minecraft. My kid gave me Steve. I got a big tall Steve off of Minecraft, the character. Yeah, I got that for Christmas.
What's up, squirrel? But who is a YouTube pillow? None of you.
Hey, B Lady, if you want to see the member content, you just go to The way that works is you go to the community tab at my homepage, go down through all the postings, the community tab, and it'll anything tagged member that's exclusive. You're the only one that can go to it and see it is a member.
Oh,
Spicy pillow.
Cool. Those things
Gee,
awesome.
come on, spicy pillow.
That's
I get
nice.
my ass on that.
That's nice.
Looks like you with the tears in his ducts and everything.
And blue eyes.
Yep.
Someone tell me what Sty North has up there. B-Lady must be drinking. How much
Yeah, I
about-
just explained how to find it, the content. Yep.
You need to pay
Oh,
attention.
those coin pushers. I got real lucky in Vegas on one. Took dollar tokens. You rolled dollar tokens in it. I rolled a dollar token in there and moved that bar, and it dropped. That son of a gun pushed about, I think there was a total of 35 tokens that fell off, plus 2 full 20 token rolls rolled off with it.
Mm.
That was a good drop, just one token.
They have the quarters in those.
Yeah, the quarter machines, yep.
This thing, slot machine I have here takes quarters. And I don't even play the damn thing. It's loud. It's real loud.
Well, that's it. That's it. Buddy of mine, he had a couple of them.
There's a trick to doing the volume. You have to do something with the joystick and push a button and.
Yeah, yeah. The
I ain't doing all that.
the one I had was an old. It came out of Reno, and it was a penny machine, and the max payout on it was $80. Well, who wants 800 pennies dumping out of a machine, you know?
Right.
But that thing I didn't like because the only way I could quiet it down was I cut a piece of felt and I opened the machine up, got on the bells and took those pieces of felt and I glued them on the bells so that the hammer on the bell hit that felt and it cut the noise by 80% because those are all brass bells in there and it just, oh God, was that loud, that thing. Ching, 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 ching. It was just, yeah.
Yeah. B-Lady, you know I got this pillow? I got this pillow for free because I'm awesome, as you all know. Now, I used to follow Mickey XOXO. I don't know if you guys, and she sent me one of these free. But they're out there. You just have to go look for them. I don't even know.
Yeah.
She don't even have her original channel anymore, so because she had the link to it. You might be able to go on Amazon or something and get them.
I don't know, Phil. Do they have them on Teespring?
Oh,
They'd be-
not that pillow.
No, I mean,
Do they have pillows?
do they have pillows? I haven't looked.
I don't think so.
I don't think they do either. The thing is if you get stuff like I've got the blanket, the throw blanket is one of my mercs on my Teespring, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
Any of their specialty items, their little backpack for $25. If you don't take any profit, you whittle it back to what they got to get for it. $25, and you're getting like a $10 backpack.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, you can go on. That's just a covering, though. It's not the pillow. So you can do those.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like it's like a pillowcase, so they're like $12.
right.
Yeah, Teesprings don't have them now. Where I do my merch is at Zazzle. They have them on
Right.
there.
They do have them on there. I was going to ask if they had them on there.
Yeah, they're I'll tell you what it is, but they're like a lot.
Yeah.
There's so much I won't even buy one for myself. I'm a cheap son.
Well, I
of a-
can't wait till I get back out to camp in a week because then I'm going to film and show off the flags that Running Water bought me that got my channel logo on both sides of the flag. They're heavy material. They're really nice. They're made to be in the weather out in the way. They're parade flags that you would mount on your vehicle.
Oh yeah.
But such heavy grade. I bought parade flags for one of my jobs. We had parade flags we ordered, and they were kind of like nylon, you know. And there you go. Look there.
Yeah, they're expensive.
cool.
I do got to buy one, but you can do zipperless, cotton, or outdoor. You add $5 to the original cost. I think they're probably like $20 or maybe even more than that. Let me look. Hold on.
Yeah.
I need to, and then they have a throw size, which is a 1321, 16 by 16 or 20 by 20. $16 more for a 20 by 20.
Wow.
That's a big pillow.
Well, I tell you what, 16
It's like half the
bucks,
size of Phil's belly.
$16 for 4 inches.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. But, hey, that means Phil could make $17.50.
Now, how much do you think this
Sorry,
pillow
buddy.
is just to outright buy it? How much you think that is?
To outright buy that?
Yeah. With no
20.
no upgrades.
$26. Holy.
Holy mackerel.
That is set at the lowest price I can set it at. I was just dicking around. I don't really care if they'll sell or not, but I was just so let's see. I'm gonna do a
Well, the thing is there are people in this world. I swear to God, there's so many people in this world. They never even look at price. They look at it and they go, "I gotta have that."
all right, now if you
Like,
do the
why
20
the
by
hell would you pay that for it? Well, because I can.
oh wait. That's a 20 by 20.
Holy God.
16 by 16. And a lumbar pillow, just a little small one, 13 by 21.
Oh my
So the
God.
16 by 16 is cheaper than a freaking lumbar pillow, which is smaller.
God. Wow.
You know me, I gotta go big or go home. Yeah, because you can set it, to pretty much wherever you want it, and I have everything at the lowest settings, and it's still redunculous. It's just so
Well, it's
redunculous.
because they're trying to make a bunch of money. That's the one thing I like about Teespring.
I'm having trouble seeing.
Shirts and stuff. Their shirts are pretty much at a decent cost. Now, what you mark them up, is up to you. Most of my T-shirts I've got, well, like the basic one, I think I've got like $2 or $3 in that one. Everything else after that's like $5.
Yeah.
Okay. But even when I give somebody something,
Thanks for changing your avatar there, Nick. 'Cause I couldn't tell it was
no
you.
probs.
I was looking at you in the basement. You probably saw me leaning forward. I'm looking. I'm going, damn it, I can't make it out. And
Hey,
Sty,
Mike.
I gotta get to bed so I can go to work tomorrow.
Oh well, as if some of us have to work.
Yeah, I got to get up and work in the morning.
I can't believe it, man. 2.5 hours blown by already. That's pretty wild.
It has.
Yeah.
So
hey,
thank you for having me up.
Oh, you betcha, brother. It's fun.
Everyone in the chat, have a good night. Mike, Sam, Nick.
See you, Phil.
Yeah, even you, Nick. Everyone have a good night.
Oh wow,
Keep
he's
it spicy.
feeling good. Everybody
Fuck
keep
off.
it spicy. And Phil, you have a good night, and we'll see you soon.
See you, man.
Okay, everybody hang tight. I got to run this at least once in every stream. There you go, folks. You saw any channels on there that you haven't seen before? Look them up. They're all great members of the channel. Say what,
Hey,
Mike?
Mike.
I may have just found a workaround here.
A
What do you
workaround.
want, Nick? You're pain in the frickin' ass.
No, my
Right.
sister said, can you stop wearing her underwear? Because your
What
fat
you
ass keeps on stretching her knickers.
You stretched your what?
Hey, you have a good night, bee lady.
Okay.
Sorry.
Night,
guys.
bee lady.
All right, so let's do that.
Hey, look, squirrel. Good
Squirrel.
to see you. Squirrel.
All right, so let's do this. Add that.
I gotta get going, Sty. I gotta help put some toys together.
Oh, boy, it's like Christmas.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know, right?
Yep, that's right. That's right. Hey, sweetheart, it's so nice that you popped in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See you
that
guys
was
next time.
awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. You got a key.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Sam.
See, mate, with your fat head, you're scaring everyone off.
Oh, you are saying,
Your
okay.
freaking bald-headed ass came up here. So on my PayPal account, they have that thing where you can save. It's called Honey. So I just dropped on that pillow. I just dropped $11 off the price of it because they found me a coupon.
Really?
Yeah, that Honey thing saves you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So instead of it being, what was it, 30 something?
Yeah.
16.77.
Oh wow.
Saved $11 and yeah, I saved $11.18.
Hey, we got Nick and Nick in the house.
Who
Good night, Nick.
Hello.
Yeah, Nicholas said that he was going to try to get up here tonight, and by golly, there he is. I've been wondering all evening.
I thought he got kicked out of the house and was living in the woods. I didn't see Nick in a while.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure either. Hey,
Could have been.
Nicholas,
And
by the way.
He's got a clear camera for once.
Is it?
Yeah, you really are a good
Camera's
kid.
looking good. Yeah, you're looking good tonight.
You're clear.
Coming in good. You know, I watched your. I don't think I left a comment, but I watched your raspberry picking video.
You left a comment.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for me. Because that's uncommon for me, you know. And you know, I got to really like the person or the content to leave a comment. Yeah. But you know, I hope you're going to do some video of the campsites you set up in the woods.
Yeah. I am.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it tonight.
When you were talking about the one that's back in the pines, I'm just like, yeah, come on. I want to see some video work back there.
Yeah, I was gonna probably within this week. Probably I'd go and camp a couple times. Because now I got the cowboy tent and the cowboy sleeping bag.
Right.
So it all looks,
yeah,
all together. And I have like the wool throw blankets and stuff, so it should look pretty cool.
Yeah, we're at the end of August now. The temperatures will start dropping down a bit. First half of September it can fool you. It can be hot or it can be cold. You know, go either way. But about the mid-September until 1st of November, then it just gradually keeps cooling off. And I'm looking forward to my next camp a week from now because I'll be out for a week or two, probably 2 this trip. Now that I got enough battery to run my equipment for up to 16 days,
Cool.
I might as well stay out there, you know. So that's what I got to do tomorrow is running water. He's got an awesome hole cutting kit. You know, you go and you buy the kit that's got the 3 different sizes for putting like a deadbolt in or a doorknob in a door and shit. You know, and they come in 3 or 4 different sizes. He's got this awesome kit that's got like 9 different size bits in it. And I bought a power access that you would mount on the outside of a trailer, but you got to drill and it's 1.25 inch hole. It's an odd size. And my youngest boy says, I found running water's kit. I put it on top of the dryer in the back room so you can cut your hole in your trailer. I said, thank God. And he goes, and running water's probably listening, so he'll know beforehand. He goes, the only thing he won't like is you cutting through that sheet metal on the outside of that trailer with that wood bit. I said, that's why I cut through the wood first. So that, you don't dull the blade before you cut the wood. I'll cut through the paneling from the inside out. And last thing through will be the steel. Well, it's just sheet aluminum, But yeah, then I'll have shore power. I can just plug a line into the trailer and plug it into the power somewhere. And I've got 2 deep cycle chargers, and I've got a third. Well, it's a 3 amp. I can adjust it 3. I can go 3 all the way up to 6 amp on it, but I run it at 3, and that quick charges tops the batteries off. But I like to slow charge them at 2 amp to get them up to full charge. But those will all be mounted in the trailer. I just plug the trailer in, and all 3 batteries are charging. So
That's cool.
So that'll work out pretty good. That'll work out pretty good. Got to get that trailer all squared away. This fall I'll be busy when I start putting cabinets and crap in it. And I got to figure out an upper bunk. I kind of got an idea where I could put an upper bunk in that thing. So
Where at?
In the topper?
Well, the topper's not long enough. The damn topper's only 5.5 feet long. I'd have to lay at a damn angle. And so I figured right above the existing Murphy bed, I can mount one that actually is in 2 pieces, hinged, and it folds over itself, then folds against the wall. So there's enough height there that I can fold it down and then fold it down again. And then I'll have it suspended off of the box steel frame.
Oh, there you go.
And it'll just be a little single bunk on the top, but that's big enough for me. It's just that when Nick and I head for Montana, I don't want Nick on that upper bunk.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to wake up in the morning dead and Nick sitting there going, where'd Sty go? And
I feel a little low. What happened? Why am I so low now?
I thought this bunk was higher last night.
You gotta make it to where it's like a safari van, where it's like a cage on the top. I can just put my tent up there.
Put your tent up on top of it.
Stacking trailers. Just put another one on.
Yeah.
Another one. I told you I'll sleep outside.
I'll have to ship you my trailer, then he'll have his own trailer.
There you go. I'll have to rig up a receiver on the back of my trailer and we'll pull them tandem.
Tandem, there you go.
I've only done that once and I'm never doing that shit again. I had no problems towing it. But what I had was I had a pickup camper over the cab camper. And then behind that, I was pulling a smaller 16-foot shell camper. And behind that, I had my 14-foot boat trailer. Off we went. Oh, yeah. 3 times I got that sumbitch in a spot where you could not get out of it, where some assholes blocked me in.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't back that shit up. You ain't backing up tandems. I've heard people say, oh, well, yeah, you can. Bullshit. I drove truck over the road. I know so many tandem and triple haulers, and they tell you flat out, you got to drop everything except the first trailer.
Mm-hmm.
You are not backing that shit up because it turns into a snake getting pushed into a corner. It just can't be backed up. You can back up about 8-10 feet, and that's about it. And so if you're lucky, you can back up far enough that you can swing out and get around an obstacle. But other than that, you ain't backing up. And I hated that trip. Oh God, I hated that damn trip. And we were up in the UP, and then we get to this campsite. It's supposed to be a drive-through campsite, and I'm so thrilled. It's drive-through, thank God. With 2 trailers behind me, pull into that son of a bitch. The end of the fucking driveway's got these big, freaking 2,000-pound boulders across it. What? Well, they decided to discontinue the drive-through ones. I ain't get the. You gotta tell a person that when they reserve the damn site. So that was one of the deals. You got to drop the boat trailer and hand shove that thing out of the site and find a spot to stick it. Then back out with the camper and then back the camper back in. It was just, I got so sick of it. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think I could, going out west, I could get away with towing tandem trailers, I bet you.
They're illegal here.
They're what?
Illegal.
They only allow commercial over there? Because I know commercially they
have a double trailer. No, when I go to Ohio, all I see is triples.
Triples, yeah.
But yeah, Michigan, you can't have a double trailer anymore.
No. Well, the one thing with Michigan, they're still running centipedes, aren't they?
I haven't seen
where they got 12 axles under the trailer?
Yeah.
Those sons of bitches really tear up the highways, man.
Yeah.
You get it, and I hate it because the wheelbase width on a tractor trailer is not the same as any other vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running those centipedes and they're pulling 150,000, 200,000 pounds. Well, it wears the road surface. They get these grooves down the road that are there forever. And those trucks, they run down them with no problem, of course, because their wheels fit in them.
Mm-hmm.
You're going down it with your pickup truck or your car, and you're going, whoa, 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 whoa. It's throwing you in and out of those grooves. It's a bitch to drive on some of them roads.
Oh, Melissa, I just saw your question.
She said, yeah.
Nothing down.
She said, you got to have yourself your own camper to pull and come a camping. Hey, Lori J, hi.
If I get a camper, it's just gonna be a small one. It's like a little, probably not pop up, but like one that, like your trailer, like that size.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, pop up tent campers, they're pretty awesome too.
Really?
I've had 3 of them over the years, and I liked every one of them. The one we actually use that bugger in the winter. You just got to make sure every morning you go out there and sweep off the canvas ends. You don't want all that snow weight on them. But
man, I didn't know those were good.
Pop-ups are just as fancy as a hard shell. I mean, and roomy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a 14-foot Coleman pop up, and I saw it advertised in the paper, and I thought, shit, yeah, they're selling it for a dirt cheap price. They only wanted $900 for it, and it was at that time, that was in the 80s, mid 80s. At that time, that trailer resale value on it was about close to $2,000. I thought $900, and the description, nothing supposed to be wrong with it, blah blah blah. So I ran out to look at it, and it said 14 foot. I thought, well, 14 foot, that's cool. Pull that behind my Chevy van with no problem. I get there. 14 foot is the size of the pop-up camper portion when it's folded down. You throw the tongue on it because it's got a really long tongue because it's got 2 30-pound propane cylinders in the front. The goddamn trailer was 18.5 feet long. And when you pop that sucker up, and the base of it is 14 feet, and it had twin queen size bunks that went out, and that one had like a pop out in it, a slide out kitchen kind of affair that slid out and had a little canopy part that went stretched out off of the soft sides. And 6 of us were living in that thing for about 3 months. It was roomy as hell. Had the stove, fridge, heater, propane heater, all that shit in it. Yeah. I missed that. God, if I had that, I wouldn't be using this trailer. I was surprised how easy it pulled. Well, that's like this trailer too. I was real nervous putting a topper on that. Mike probably knows what I'm thinking about when you got a short little trailer, single axle, and you start putting a lot of height to it. That wind can whip your ass all over the place out there, and you got to be careful. If it says 45-mile-an-hour curve, don't hit it doing 48. Hit it doing 45 or less, because it's gonna be so damn top heavy. My trailer, shit, can't even tell that topper's there. Can't even tell it. And I watch out the mirrors just to see how much lean I'm getting. Nothing. And my gas mileage, I checked it that last long trip with it. Didn't affect my gas mileage. So I'm happy. I was so worried about having to build a wind deflector in the front of that topper and everything that no ifs, ands, or buts. That's got to be there before I can really do any traveling. No, it doesn't affect but that's my stupid truck. My stupid truck gets 12 miles a gallon, whether it's idling or doing 75 miles an hour down the road with a heavy load. It's 12 miles a gallon. It might as well be a damn diesel. I mean, pissed me right off. And then I got this friend that's got a Ford F-350. I mean, that's twice the truck I've got. And he's got dualies on it. This son of a bitch is getting 18 miles a gallon.
The diesel?
No. With a big block V8 in it.
Right.
Pissed me off.
Wow.
Pissed me off. Right away I started thinking, is my overdrive working? You know? And I'm watching the TAC and I'm going, no. It's no. Yeah, the RPMs are just bottomed out 1200 RPM doing 60 miles an hour. And, oh no, it's still burning 12 miles a gallon. I keep hitting it to see what it's rating the miles per gallon at. You know, it'll tell you on that tank of gas how you're doing. I'll hit that. It'll say 11.8, 12.1, 11.9. And it stays right there, no matter what. Wow. And so I figured that's broke. Got to be broke. So then I started taking down the gallons every time I'd fill her up. Do the calculations, divide it out, miles and gallons, 12 miles a gallon. Piss me off.
That's crazy.
I'm looking at a Dodge Ram right now, 2500, like the 2500 model or whatever.
Right.
But that's stick shift, and I'm excited if I get that.
There you go.
But I don't know how gas would be on that. Sure, it wouldn't be great, but it'd probably be decent.
Well, if it's got a V8 in it and a stick, it should do pretty good. You should get pretty good mileage with it. You just don't want no fucking V10. Don't go with any Dodge with a V10 in it. I hope you got a lot of money for fuel. Got a lot. Yeah.
Let them get that for mudding and stuff, don't they?
Yeah. A friend of mine got that V10, and oh God, he loved his truck. He didn't have it a month, and he goes, "Son of a bitch, I can't even afford to put gas in the damn thing." He says it gets between 6 and 8 miles a gallon. I said, "Yeah, that's ridiculous, man." He says, "It's got power up the ass." He says, "Oh, it's got all the power in the world, but boy, you got to pay for it." I said, "That, yeah, a lot of times it's you get what you pay for, kind of thing, you know." But you start getting into those bigger trucks, you know, in the 2000 series and the 250s and up on the Ford side. If possible, a diesel is usually the way to go. Because for one thing, they're going to last you about 60% more miles out of that engine than you'll ever get out of a gas engine. And all the power in the world, but you get the fuel mileage, just a hair better fuel mileage, you know. Be ready today. Are you nuts, man? Hey, be ready today. I tell you what, I went over and I rewatched one of Be Ready's videos, and it was this. It's kind of everything in 10 minutes, you know, everything since I started in 10 minutes, you know, video. And I went and today I go, I know where I saw it. I gotta go. And then all of a sudden the bell rang. It's Be Ready's channel. I went there and rewatched his video, this everything in 10 minutes video. And about halfway through, he's making a pot of coffee on this folding camp stove. I've never seen that camp stove anywhere. My kid, Running Water, gave me the exact same stove when he was in town this last time. And I'm going to demo it, you know, when I'm out at camp. And it's this stainless steel folding camp stove, folds up nice. And I can't remember the name of the damn thing. But sure enough, I went there and I'm watching Be Ready's video and I'm going, God, I'm sure this was the one, you know. I'm sure it was.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, boom, there it was. There's my new camp stove. And he's using it as a stick stove. The stove was really designed to be like a tablet fuel kind of stove. But it works great as a stick stove. It's got a little door on the front. And you just load the wood up in it. And he cooked a big pot of coffee on there. It was funny because he's cooking away, and all of a sudden you hear a gal's voice. Oh, it perked. And he turns the camera, and all of a sudden you see, bloop, bloop. It's starting to perk. So I'm going, success. That means the stove works. If you can get the coffee pot to perk, yeah.
I got one of them.
That was cool.
Okay.
Made me feel good today that I found that it was Be Ready that had that stove. Awesome.
I got one of them coffee pots where you put it on the stove and you let it perk up to the little. It's got the little, you know, thing inside of it. You put the coffee grounds in and the water.
Yep, it's got the basket on the spout on the right. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna send that to you because I have no use for that.
Oh shit! I love those percolators.
And it's like freaking brand.
The only percolator I have left now is, and I used to have a half a dozen of them, but the only one I got left is my camp coffee pot. That's the old blue porcelain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the old blue porcelain.
Yeah, this one's all stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh God, that'd be sweet.
I'll find it.
I had a small stainless steel that was like, they called it a 4-cup, but for me it's only 2 cups of coffee. Tiny little thing, and it was a percolator, and I'd put that on my Coleman stove. Within 10 seconds, it's going, and it would boom, pop the cap off the damn thing. It would perk so hard. I couldn't turn the heat down low enough to get it to perk like it should, and it would blow the cap off, and then I'd have grounds all over in the coffee anyway. And so I gave it to somebody. I told them, I said, yeah, you want a great backpacking percolator? Sure. I can't. I wish I could be there when you use it the first time. It's gonna blow the lid off, I guarantee you.
See, I'm glad I don't like coffee because there's so many different things you can take camping now for like coffee. And I usually just take hot cocoa. So I just have to take a little pot. But
all you need is hot water.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. And see, I'll do that. You'll find that out, Nick. I like to take hot cocoa, and I like to take the hot apple cider mix, the powdered apple cider mix, because it's so easy. All I got to do is put my Stanley pot on the fire. I got hot water, and I'm drinking.
I take a lot of tea bags too.
I always got tea bags with me. I do tea when I'm just kicking back, just relaxing, you know, the tea, because I want it to steep a while. And coffee for me, there's I'd say about 30-40% of the time, the cup of coffee I'm drinking is instant for the same reason. I ran out of my perk coffee from breakfast from morning. The rest of the day I just do instant, and just because all I want to do is heat the water real quick and have my cup of coffee. Not right now. I don't like this.
If I get ginseng at the beginning of September here, I'm gonna make my own tea mix with
There you go.
ginseng, and I'm sure I'll have a lot of that. So,
Oh, there you go. Be ready. Drinking the shaga. There you go.
never
There
had
you go.
shaga yet.
I'm
So-
gonna by this time next summer, this fella below me. Oh, look at there. Holy gosh.
This one is Farberware.
Oh, Farberware, yeah.
Yeah, stainless steel. I just got the
Yeah, it's got the bale and everything right there. I like that. That's got a tall top on the bale, so
even got the spring. Without the spring, it ain't no good.
yeah.
But I'll clean it up and send it to you.
You don't
Clean
even
it
have to
up.
clean it up.
Well, then I'll piston it and send it to you.
Well, no, you don't have to dirty it either.
You know what? I'll just scrap the damn thing.
What? Yeah, you can send it as is. I'm good with it as is.
All right.
As is.
They always have them at the Amish yard sales around here.
Yeah,
Coffee. It could be anything.
who knows? Yeah. Yeah, we don't know whose nose that came from, right? but around here, I go to the thrift stores and stuff and nose around. Never find stainless steel ones. I find all kinds of aluminum ones.
Yeah.
Dozens of them, but no stainless steels.
This is pretty tall, though. I mean,
Yeah,
coffee
that's
in it.
nice. And it's good size. It's a good
Yeah.
size. See, that would make just about the same amount of coffee as my blue porcelain one does. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll box that up and send it to you this week. I'll ship it out tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever.
Whenever.
I got the post office anyway, so.
I'm not going to count on it for tomorrow's coffee.
Oh, I'll do it tomorrow now, just because.
Oh, my microphone. Because do you remember my microphone stopped working, my Yeti, and I barely used it. So I'm getting a new one sent from them. Their support's really good, actually.
Yeah, Yeti's support is good. I'm glad I didn't do what they asked me to do to ship back my snowball, because my snowball quit working. Well, then, lo and behold, I was forced to try it to see if it would work when my system crashed and I was over on that borrowed computer. And I plugged it in, damn thing worked fine. So then when I got the old computer basically running again, I plugged it back into the old computer, into the USB slot I used originally. Didn't work. Goddamn USB slot shot. It's not the microphone. But Yeti said, oh yeah, package it up this way, blah, 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 and send it back to us and we'll send you a replacement. I go, what the hell? They're just going to send me a replacement. They didn't even say they're going to fix it. They just said, send it to us and we'll send you a replacement. Oh, well, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Is he asleep? Good morning, Nick.
Fucking baboon ass.
Yep. He's sleeping again. Yeah. I'll have to drag his body out at the end and throw it back out on the street again like I did last night,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He finds his way home somehow, though.
I don't know how.
Yeah, cowboy coffee. If I'm backpacking, there's a lot of times I'll make cowboy coffee, out of necessity. But everybody, oh, that's perfect. That's this and that. You can't beat cowboy coffee, this and that. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't get it. I've drank so much cowboy coffee over the years camping. Just throw a handful of coffee right in the water. Learn all the tricks. No grounds in my cup. I make the same damn coffee. The way I make it out in the field tastes just like it. and I don't have to do anything special. What I do is I take coffee filters, and I got this perfect soup bowl for it. I put a coffee filter in it. I put a shitload of coffee in that coffee filter, and I got butcher's string, white string. I take that butcher's string, and I pull that filter together, and I tie around it, cinch it, and I cut off about 6 inches of that string. Set that aside, make another one, and I'll make up a dozen of those, and I put them in a Ziploc bag in my backpack. I want to make a cup of coffee. I drop that sucker in there like a tea bag, great big round tea bag. Fill it with water and just boil the shit out of it. And it tastes just like cowboy coffee, and there ain't a single ground in the coffee. And I can take that bag out, squeeze the coffee juice out of it, and I can throw that bag in the fire pit, and it all burns up. Coffee and all, it all burns up. So I don't do cowboy coffee anymore. I use coffee tea bags.
If I do a video with Cowboy Kent Rollins next year, I want to make cowboy coffee.
There you go.
Because I seen one before, one of those. Oh, there's my bird clock going off. But those big boiling kettles they use for the cowboy coffee, I seen one so far at a yard sale, but it was an antique seller, so I couldn't get that. But if I was to try coffee again, I'll try the cowboy coffee.
And see, to me, cowboy coffee, we used to have the blue porcelain coffee pots, but they held 2 gallons of water. I mean, them buggers were huge. They were huge. We used them in the elk camps out in Montana all the time. I worked one season, helped out during an elk season as camp cook, and I'd put 2 of those big porcelain coffee pots on the fire, and you just get that water boiling, throw that coffee in there. There's nothing fancy about making cowboy coffee. That was the whole point, is you just needed a good container to get water boiling in, and then you just throw your coffee in. But I tell you what, that's a big piece of equipment to haul around where you just make coffee.
That's where they get their wagon with all their little compartments in it, and then they got their kettles hanging off.
Right. Chuck wagons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bee lady. Everybody should keep butcher string around. You're absolutely right. And how long do you think it'll be before we do a community meetup? I'm trying to work that out as to when we can do a stream of just the members, channel members. I'm working on it, and I'll give you plenty of notice of when we can do that.
I'm busy that day.
Are you really? You better not be.
I can't wait to start using my smelter though, because I got that.
Mike didn't wait long, boy. He just jumped right in. He's having a blast. Look at that copper cupcake.
Oh, my paperweight.
It'll be on StreamYard. Be ready.
Do you have graphite molds, or what'd you use?
Graphite and cast iron. I kind of like the cast iron ones because you can throw them around a little bit better. But with the cast iron ones, you have to use graphite powder because the copper will stick to the mold. So you put like a releasing agent in there. But they usually pop right out. This here is what is this? 5.5 pounds. And it's lead.
Yeah, that's
I had a little coffee can of lead, and I had a little roll of lead. So I screwed around all morning melting this crap, and I came in and cooled down for a little bit because it's like 93 here today, and I'm out there with a freaking furnace running, and so sweat was just pouring off me. So I came in for a little bit, and then I said, I'm gonna go out and melt that lead. So I made 4 of these out of a little coffee can of lead that I had, and I'm getting 100 pounds of lead tomorrow. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have vintage toy soldier molds.
Mm-hmm.
They clamp together like that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of making, with lead, because there's a little box of lead, then there's some that are already made.
Mhm.
But I was gonna try to make them. We had them at our flea market for like $5, and no one wanted them, so I still have them.
Yeah, this year I didn't even use the furnace. I just used I have one of those torches from Harbor Freight for like torch down for roofs.
Yeah.
You just hook it to your propane tank, and that's what I melted. And just melted in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this-
Lead's
this-
nice. Lead's
you know,
nice. It don't take
and-
long.
I mean, for as dirty as the lead was, there really wasn't a lot of, they call it dross on the top or slag. There really wasn't a lot on it. I mean, that's, as pure as you can get right there.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
this was cool. I mean, this year I did 4 of these in probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I even spilled because I have a little cauldron that I put it in. I had to, instead of doing a crucible, it's just a little cauldron that I found. And I put it all in there, and then I took my pliers and dumped it in. Well, the whole damn thing fell inside. So but the nice thing with lead is when you spill it, it'll pick up in one piece.
Yeah.
It just, and you just bend it up and throw it back in there. I remelted it, and I came out with that. So
Awesome.
the copper is a little higher heat, so this takes a little longer to do.
Right.
But
Right. And if you got splash off of your copper or off of your
I didn't get much
aluminum,
of this.
the only
aluminum,
thing you can do is cut or grind it off. I think